Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to New York City and Citi Field for the 2013 Chevrolet Home Run Derby. I'm Chris Berman. Hi, everybody. It's our privilege once again at ESPN to present this to, of course, the fans here, the fans watching across the country and around the globe. It's our Midsummer Classic, if you will. Mets fans, well, you've waited, what, about a half a century for this? Huh? How you feel about the All-Star game coming back to your home? Pretty good, huh? How are you feeling behind home plate? I know those seats are expensive, but you can get up and give us a rap. Down the first baseline, are you ready? How about right field, way up in the Pepsi porch? How we doing? Out by the Shea Bridge in center field. We ready? Over in left field, down the left field line. Give us a hello. That's better. Third base, are you ready? Are you fans here ready for some long ball? Well, then you must be ready for some pit bull, that's for sure. To get the night rolling, performing the hit Feel This Moment, please welcome everybody from the new album Global Warming, Pitbull.
Ask for money and get advice. Ask for advice, get money twice. I'm from the dirty, but that Chico nice. Y'all call it a moment, I call it life. Home Run Derby 2013, New York City. We gonna show you how to do it that kind of style. Let's rap. Let's rap. Reporting live from the tallest building in Tokyo. Long way from them hallways, filled with O's and O's. They counting always, real fast all day. Now, baby, we can parlay. Oh, baby, we can party. She read books, especially about red rooms and tie-ups. I got her hooked. She see me in a suit with a red tie tied up. Rita and Gris, nice to meet you. But time is money. Only difference is I own it. Now let's stop time and enjoy this moment.
One day while my light is glowing, I'll be in my castle golden.
New York, is a true honor to be here tonight. So I need everybody here to put their hands together. Let's rap.
I just wanna feel this moment.
Let's rap.
I just wanna feel this moment.
Take it to him like. Yes, sir. I see the future, but live for the moment. Makes sense, don't it? Now make dollars, I mean billions. I'm a genius, I mean brilliance. The streets was schooled them and made them slicker than slick with the ruler. I've lost a lot and learned a lot, but I'm still undefeated like Shooter. I'm far from cheap. I break down companies with all my peeps. Baby, we can travel the world and I can give you and all you can see. Time is money, only difference is I own it. Like a stopwatch, let's stop time and enjoy this moment, darling.
One day while my light is glowing, I'll be in my castle golden. But until
I want to say thank you to Christina Aguilera.
I just wanna feel
Everybody, let's rap.
I just wanna feel this moment.
Home Run Derby 2013.
Just wanna feel
Latino,
this moment.
let's go.
The home run wasn't born in New York, but it was raised there. To new heights. dramatic,
Just wanna feel this moment.
awe-inspiring, flat-out fun.
Chris Chambliss has won the American League pennant for the New York Yankees.
It's over! It's over!
Exclamation points in New York's baseball story.
On down the left field line. They are waiting for him at home plate.
And part of the city's history.
And it's hit deep to left center. This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza! Shea Stadium has something to smile about.
5 years ago, an electric performance lit up a July night in the Bronx.
Well, this one is toward the moon. Another one, maybe 500 feet. 28 home run.
Tonight, our annual celebration of the long ball comes to Citi Field,
Wanna feel this moment.
home of the Mets in the 2013 Chevrolet Home Run Derby.
Now, everyone, please welcome the stars who will bring you another chapter in New York's great home run history. First, the lineup for the visiting American League. The defending champion, he also won the 2009 Derby. With a win tonight, he would join Junior Griffey as the only three-time champion of this event. Tonight, his fifth Derby appearance and third straight he plays every game from the Detroit Tigers, Prince Fielder. The runner-up for the 2012 AL Rookie of the Year. Hit 23 homers in his first year in the majors. From the Oakland Athletics, Yoenis Cespedes. One of the best stories in baseball this or any other season. He had a career-high 33 homers last year. He was just warming up. The Major League leader in homers with 37, tying the American League mark of Reggie Jackson for most homers at the All-Star break. From the Baltimore Orioles, Chris Crush Davis. And the captain of the American League for the second straight year, and the champion of the 2011 Home Run Derby. Really booing again? Come on now, from the New York Yankees, Robinson Cano. And now, the home team, the National League. He authored a 27-game hitting streak earlier this year. Fourth in the majors in hitting, has 16 homers from the Colorado Rockies, Michael Kadire. He went to high school in New York, now slugging away in the Steel City. Enters the All-Star break with 24 homers, second in the National League. From the Pittsburgh Pirates, Pedro Alvarez. At 20 years and 269 days old, the second youngest Derby participant ever. Already a two-time All-Star. From the Washington Nationals, Bryce Harper. And finally, the National League starting third baseman. He's hit more homers than anyone else here at Citi Field. Third on the franchise career list with 217 homers. The captain of the National League and your New York Mets, David Wright. Ladies and gentlemen, the lineup for the 2013 Chevrolet Home Run Derby. So we should have fun tonight, and working with me tonight, an all-star, Nomar Garcia-Parra. Welcome.
Good to be here.
You know what? I got all the tough names right. I've only called you for about 20 years. So listen, tonight, what are we looking for? Obviously, Chris Davis has it going.
Right.
Is it somebody out of the blue, or is it someone who's already in the groove?
I think it's going to be somebody who's already in the groove. That's the one I picked with Cano. I think we heard the boos again a little bit there. Not as bad as it was in KC, but at the same time, I think he wants to redeem himself after Kansas City. Has his dad back here pitching to him, which is always a great story.
It's tough when you're a first-time participant. You remember that yourself. What are the first-timers, as good as, for example, Chris Davis is hitting?
Right.
What does he have to remember?
Well, one is to control those emotions, because it is totally different than taking batting practice. When they pull that cage away from you, all the spotlight is on you. And the other thing is you have to make sure that you don't try to overswing, because you're going to have those emotions, because the adrenaline is flowing, that you just try to get a nice, consistent, pretty swing to stay in this.
You mentioned adrenaline. You think this guy plays with adrenaline, Bryce Harper? We've known about him since he was in high school. Pedro Gomez working with us tonight along with Buster Olney. Pedro, youth is served, isn't it?
It is, Chris. And as we talk to Bryce Harper, let's take a look at the Taco Bell lineup for the National League. Bryce, this is your second ever home run derby. You did one in high school in 2008 at Tropicana Field, finished 5th. What do you remember about a home run derby?
I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of friends there, and playing against them and doing that was just so competitive and a lot of fun. And I remember it pretty well.
Now you got this guy next to you, who might be the only guy in better shape than you here at the ballpark. Ron Harper, your father. Ron's going to be pitching to you. He has thrown millions of balls to you during batting practice. What is he up against trying to get you strikes?
We're just going to act like we're in our backyard, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Even if I don't do well or whatever, we're going to have a lot of fun out here. This is once in a lifetime opportunity, and we're excited, and we're ready to go.
All right, good luck. Let's go over to Buster with the American League.
Pedro, as we talk to Chris Davis, let's take a look at the Taco Bell lineup for the American League. Now, Chris, what kind of preparation did you put in for this?
Not a lot. We hit BP every day. Obviously, this is a little bit different. The stands are full and the cage isn't on the field, but I think I'm just like everybody else. We want to give them a good show.
Now, I'm sure you got a lot of advice, some solicited, some not. What was the most interesting?
Just go out there and be yourself, man. Try to hit the ball hard. I think that's, the biggest thing right here is, we want to give the guys a good show. We want to hit some home runs, so let it eat.
Chris, thanks. Boomer, back to you.
All right, Buster. Well, certainly he started the year, Nomar, hitting homers, and he's finished the first half hitting homers.
And how about that? The last 4 games he played prior to this All-Star break had a home run.
Here's Citi Field's Dimensions with our Silverado Strong distance tracker, powered by the all-new 2014 Chevrolet Silverado. We start with the Silverados parked in dead center. If the ball hits the target in the beds of those trucks, a lucky fan will win a 2014 Chevrolet Silverado. Pretty good. Distances you'll see popping up on the screen after homers will tell you the distance from home plate that the ball landed. Also on our scoreboard, we'll show you the projected distances the ball might have gone without hitting an object. That's the Shea Bridge. That would be a long way. It can be done, but it's 440. Certainly here in the Home Run Derby, the Pepsi porch is in play. You betcha. Of course, one guy that might hit it often is our defending champ and 2-time winner, Prince Fielder.
There it is to center field. Gone! And Prince Fielder is our Home Run Derby champion. Oh, man! Way back and gone! It's another splasher. Prince is the king here in Kansas City.
So just like golf, which I guess hitting in Home Run Derby can be a little bit Nomar, he has the tee box, our defending champ, Prince Fielder.
And it's going to be exciting. He's one of the guys that loves to be in this Home Run Derby. Some people, it might mess with my swing. Prince goes, I think it helps my swing. It gets me back to being aggressive. And I swing violent and ferocious all the time.
I picked him last year, and I'm on him again. He's always got the good-looking shoes. And you know what? One thing he does, he's a big guy, and you look at him, but he plays every game.
Every
He's
single
400
game.
plus right now.
Right, yeah.
After a streak of almost 400 was snapped, when he was a Brewer. So Prince Fielder, he and Cabrera with the Tigers, they are mashers, and Prince also knows to wait it out a little bit. Sandy Guerrero, the roving hitting instructor when he was with the Brewers, is throwing, and he knows what to do to Prince, and Prince knows what to do with that. One swing, one homer.
And I know you're feeling pretty good right now because he is your pick.
Yes. Why not? Like you said, he loves this event. He's taking over from where Big Poppy used to be, even though he and Poppy both were in it. Poppy loved it, and Prince hits one way back, and And it's almost over the Pepsi porch and onto the Pepsi highway.
I mean, he might be able to hit one on that roof. He wasn't very far from hitting it on top of the roof out there.
Now, I don't know what this means, but if it didn't hit the upper deck, it's projected to go 548, that ball. Now, hello.
You know what? When I just saw that ball, I can't argue with that projection.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be exciting because we see Prince Fielder, and we know how much he loves this event, how much pride he takes in this event. We've already hit one. What'd you say? What was that? 548?
Well,
projected.
It would have gone.
We have another one in this Derby, and Bryce Harper, who's been known to hit him that far as a high schooler. I mean, I have a feeling this is going to be one where everybody's truly going to enjoy, because these guys are going to put on a show.
But he knows how to take a pitch. And obviously in a game he does, but in the home run derby, that's not easy. Oh, this one is slammed to right. Gone. Upper deck, Pepsi porch. So remember, any swing resulting in a non-home run is an out. You can take as many pitches as you like. You get 10 swings here. That won't quite get there. What a thrill for the youngsters to chase the ball and maybe make a grab.
I mean, that's what it's all about, really, isn't it? It's about the fans. It's about the kids coming out there and also to enjoy the All-Star festivities.
You know what, Nomar, and you've watched Prince as a Brewer and now, of course, as a Tiger. He's so much of a better hitter than he gets credit for. Don't you agree? I mean, you know, this year, he can hit 300. This year he's at 267. His career average coming in is 287. He's a good hitter.
What I've really noticed with Prince Fielder, as he's matured as a hitter, we talk about his swing, how violent it is, how it's max out every swing. But he also has now matured into if the pitcher's going away, if there's a man on third base, I'll just go the other way. I'll take the RBI. I don't have to knock it 400 feet just to knock him in. He's becoming a well-rounded hitter, and I think it also helps to have a guy like Miguel Cabrera on your team.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's helped Cabrera big time, obviously hitting behind. Yeah. That one is ripped, but not quite high enough. He's one of 26 players to have 50 or more home runs in the history of Major League Baseball. And one other note before we kick it to Buster. I think Nomar, he does not mind being the, quote, villain. He knows the sluggers are booed in the opposing parks. Right. Remember, he was booed a couple of years ago, Cano style, for not picking, what was it, Upton in Arizona. What does he do the next night? He wins the game for the National League with a 3-run homer. With a shot just like that. Back, gone. Buster Olney, we're getting used to these.
Yeah, you see Prince Fielder giving some directions to his pitcher, Sandy Guerrero. Now, they, of course, go way back. Sandy Guerrero is the minor league hitting coordinator for the Milwaukee Brewers. This is the 4th time he's thrown to Prince Fielder. And before this event, Sandy told me that as the years have gone along, when Prince is hitting in this event, he's not quite as particular. In other words, he'll hit a wider range of pitch. And by the way, he also said that Prince told him that if he wins this year, that could be it for him in the home run derby.
Well, it would tie him with Junior Griffey as the most wins ever. Junior winning in 94, 98, and 99.
And it's interesting, Buster talking about Sandy Guerrero. That's often overlooked how important the pitcher is in this type of event. One, we talked about at the top how controlling your emotions, your adrenaline as a hitter to try to take that nice, easy swing. But it's also a lot of adrenaline and emotions you got to control as a pitcher.
You know, that ball was almost high enough to get one of the planes landing at LaGuardia. Close. Sitting in the upper deck for years at Jet games at Chase Stadium, I can tell you, they're not that high. So he's got a couple outs to play with after a couple of prodigious blasts. 4 is not the number. Will that stay? No, it won't. 4 is not the number. Now comes the gold ball, remember. And for those new to the home run derby, each home run is worth $23,000 now in our Chevrolet home run derby. The gold ball comes when you got 1 out to go.
So I'm holding a $23,000 ball.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Is that you running
That's
for
great.
the dugout?
No,
right now?
that's why we leave it right there.
Going to cash that in at. So Prince waiting it out.
I think that's another great thing about this home run derby. We have Chevrolet as a big sponsor, but the amount of money that they're going to be donating to wonderful charities. So it's not only a fun event.
Well, that makes it fun. Way back! Way back! Gone!
That's on top of our set.
Wow! You do not get.
This is what I love to see, the reaction of the peers, of your peers watching him hit a long way.
So that's worth 2 gold balls. We ought to talk to Chevrolet about it. That blast. This one to center. Will it have enough? Back it goes. Back it goes. Ooh, just short. But he might get a truck himself. Prince Fielder put on a nice show. Our defending champion with a 5 spot.
I mean, here's the one that this one he hit on a line. The stands out there just stopped it from going any further, but the one that he hit even higher than that we estimated way over 540 feet where it would have landed. And then this one, when you hit the set, you hit the ESPN set in right center, and this is what's priceless, these reactions right here.
Mike Trout, Justin Verlander, and here's the one. See, there's the plane. Look out.
Well, look how far he is from hitting it on top of the roof out there, hitting it out of the stadium. He had a chance.
So that fella bought a ticket in the 3rd to last row back there, and he's going to catch a ball?
Yeah, and he's thinking, all right, look at these. I'm just glad to be here at the home run derby. There's no chance I can get a home run up here. And Fielder gave him a souvenir. Look at this swing right here. Notice how the swing path of that bat going down first through the zone, and then he has such a nice high finish. And we see the spray chart where he delivered all of those home runs.
And now coming to the plate from Norfolk, Virginia. And that would be not only our guest on the set in a moment, but his good friend Michael Cuddyer. Second-year Colorado Rockies, had a real nice career with the Minnesota Twins, many a postseason, 34 years young. Cuddyer does it the right way. He had a 27-game hitting streak earlier this year, and he grew up with our guest, who is joining Nomar and yours truly. Now be the captain of the National League, the captain of the Mets, David Wright, the third baseman. A nice ovation for you.
Yes.
It's nice to be home, isn't it?
That was awesome. That was awesome. You know, it's been a while since we've been to the postseason, and you forget just the energy and the electricity of this place. And
well, there's Michael Cuddyer giving it a go to center field. Almost got the truck.
Almost won a truck.
What a pick.
Yo, and there you go.
Yeah.
People go, what are you doing? You said, I know him. I've known him a long time. He can do this.
Yes, he can put on a show in batting practice. You know, I've seen it. I work out with him in the offseason. You know, I hit with him, and I know this guy's got some thought.
Well, explain that. I mean, I think you've gotten a lot of grief because of the pick.
God!
But I mean, you and him are real close, and we just now he's probably goes, keep giving me grief. You'll see.
And you know, it was great. You know, when I had the opportunity to make these picks, you know, I tried to do it as fairly and as reasonably as I could. And so I took the home run leader in the National League, originally Carlos Gonzalez. Bryce Harper overwhelmingly won the fan vote. The fans wanted to see him in this game.
Right.
And then the Riders' Cup, the captain's choice.
Right.
You know, I knew about the hidden gem here, Michael Cuddyer. So it was pretty good.
Well, I'll tell you this. I worked out with Michael Cuddyer in the offseason. We would work out in the same place. And people have no idea how strong. He was usually one of the strongest guys out there working out.
That ball's got to go.
Well, in Colorado and Mike.
Well, I came over to set just to hear, you know, the famous.
Well, it's coming. Well, tell Michael one more, and it's all for you.
All right, good.
David, you're really kind of the unofficial host of the whole game. I know that the Mets organization and 49 years in the making, et cetera, that but you really welcomed it with open arms. But you've had a lot of responsibilities. Do you welcome everything here?
Well, this is the.
Here it is
this one.
for you. Back. Gone all the way to Norfolk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The 757. Yeah, you know what? This morning was a little hectic, but this is the part where you enjoy. I mean, this is where you get to sit back, take a deep breath, soak it in, because this is a once-in-a-career type opportunity, and this is going to be fun.
Well, and you mentioned that ovation you got right there, and then you're going to see the ovation you get tomorrow, which is going to be exciting, right? Oh, it's not going to be any different and well-deserved.
Thank you.
You were a young man when the Mets made the postseason. You remember it, but all of a sudden it's a while ago.
Yes.
You obviously have made the commitment to be here when the Mets, and you can see your young pitchers like our starter, Mr. Harvey from up the road in Connecticut, like Zach Wheeler and others coming. Will this one have it? Ooh, he tried for the truck.
Yeah.
What will it be like when you guys contend with this young group, which you'll be the veteran for?
You know, I think Matt Harper's a big reason for that. You know, you look at our young pitching, and you know.
That's gone.
Here you go.
He's got that one.
Back.
There we go. All right. You don't know how difficult it is to give an interview right now and try to, like, you know, watch
well,
the pitch. You know what I'm saying?
You can root.
No. You know, that's one of the main reasons. You look at the San Francisco Giants, you look at the Washington Nationals, the quickest way to, in my eyes, to turn an organization around is those young power arms. And we have those, and it starts with Matt Harvey. You know, everybody knows Zach Wheeler now. Oh, yeah.
And everybody knows Michael Keiner now. Gone!
There you go. You know, yesterday at the Futures game here, both the World team and the U.S. team, the starting pitchers were Mets prospects.
Right.
So, yeah, that gets me excited.
Well, I know this is getting you excited
Yes,
as well.
Yes. He's getting into a groove now, you can tell. Good rhythm.
You know, one thing we should mention while he's up, he wears the number 3 in Colorado. And the reason why is he's honoring the late Harmon Killebrew, who he became very friendly with. Harmon, of course, wore number 3 with the Twins, who passed away recently due to cancer. I got to know Harmon very well. Michael wrote an unbelievably beautiful piece about Harmon Killebrew, what it was like to be gracious, have no ego, hit home runs, and just stand there and not admire yourself, get back and do the next job. What did he tell you about his friendship with the late Harmon Killebrew?
Well, you know, it's funny because, you know, Michael has always been, although we're 3 years apart, I think, in age, he's always been a guy that I've kind of looked up to. You know, my eyes, I was drafted and seen because of Michael. Michael kind of got the scouts to our area. Look at this.
This one is just clubbed way back.
Wow.
That could be in Pelham.
Yeah, I would pat myself on the back right now, but he's kind of reaching around. But
you should. You know what you were doing.
And just to hear him talk, you know, about the guys that he looked up to is pretty special.
I mean, I think it says a lot. I mean, people think, well, you're friends because you guys worked out, you come from the same area. But like you said, you looked up to him. You looked up to Michael Keiner and what he meant to
he was one of the first ones from our area to be that high draft pick that all the scouts started coming in and seeing the rest of us. And I credit a lot of what I've been able to do to Michael. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a good pick. Good pick. It's not disappointing.
You know how much you're beloved here, and you know that, David. They're cheering for Michael, part to make you look good. And here's he made you look good here. Describe it. Your chance to do some replay.
I want to give the back.
Go ahead. Go. We're going to show you a couple
Here's
more.
another one. Ready?
Go ahead, David.
Give it to me, Boomer. Back.
God! This is a slower one. Back.
Look at that.
Nice.
Yes, sir. That's cool.
That Casey right there, son. Casey's got twin girls. His spray chart was pretty good. And you got a hit in this thing, too. So did you learn anything watching?
Yeah, try to hit him as far as him. Swing hard.
Wait. It just has to go over the fence. Remember that. That's all.
That's good. That's good advice.
There you
Thanks,
go.
no more.
All right.
You and the Mets are great hosts. All right?
Thank you very much,
Have a
Boom.
great couple of
Appreciate
days,
that.
okay?
Thank you
Good luck up there, David.
I need it. Thank
so
you.
far, so good for you.
Yes, sir.
David Wright, third baseman, New York Mets.
Coming up next, the powerful slugger from Cuba, Oakland's Yoenis Cespedes. And the power of the Pirates, Pedro Alvarez takes his cuts in his hometown.
MLB at Home is presented by T-Mobile.
here to connect you to what matters most. Learn about T-Mobile's COVID-19 response at T-Mobile.com. Chevrolet Home Run Derby is powered by the all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado and in part by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds.
Well, you saw in the background, maybe some of these homers will hit that Whitestone or Throgs Neck Bridge, which you saw from up above Citi Field. And welcome back, everyone, to the 2013 Chevrolet Home Run Derby at Citi Field in New York. These children have a special rooting interest tonight. Each of these 8 kids from MLB's RBI program are matched with a player. The winner gets a $50,000 donation from Chevrolet and Major League Baseball for field refurbishment. Everybody else gets a $10,000 donation for equipment. No matter what, there's a guaranteed $120,000 donation toward RBI leagues. Awesome. And now a man that puts on a show they say you gotta see if you get there early for the Oakland A's games. This left fielder from Cuba, Yoenis Cespedes. 23 homers last year, 15 at the break. Also had a .292 batting average last year, which was the second best first-year batting average by an Oakland A. Best only by a guy named Mitchell Page, who I used to like to watch to see.
Well, yeah, and he also finished second in the AL Rookie of the Year voting last year behind one Mike Trout.
Yep. And here's the first swing. Will it go far enough to center field? Not quite. It'll bounce up there near the truck. But Cespedes trying to get ready for, and the guy pitching to him, as I used to enjoy watching him playing Nomar, second base for those real good Oakland A's teams, Mike Lego Gallego.
Oh, it's good to see Mike out there. I was talking to him before, and I said, "You're more nervous than he is, aren't you?" And he goes, "Oh, absolutely."
Third base coach of the Oakland A's. The Oakland A's, once again, what do they have, the best record from the middle of last year to right now?
And you know, Gallego and I are from the same hometown, except he's a Whittier, California boy. So.
Well, this one is halfway to Whittier.
Yeah,
That's
it is. Yeah, Cespedes was trying to hit it there.
So he's on the board. Yoenis Cespedes defected to the Dominican Republic after the 2010-2011 season for Cuba. His mom.
Ooh.
Oh, that one is smacked. Will it stay fair? It's back. Way gone. His mom, Estella, pitched for Cuba on the softball team in the 2000 Olympics. Said, if I was needed, his mom said she'd try to come to pitch.
Right.
Oh, my goodness. This one is headed to the scoreboard. Look out, trucks. Oh, did it get the hood?
No, he just hit it. He hit it over the hood at 447. I'll tell you what was impressive about that home run was where that pitch it was. It was down, and he went down and got that and drove it to center field.
Say buying a ticket to the Oakland games, you need to get there 2 hours before to watch this. Way back, up towards the sky, gone.
That's the third deck. We see David Ortiz right in front of us, and he just gave this look going, wow.
Buster, you got a pretty good fan with you right there.
Well, that's because before this started, he said, I think he's going to hit a ball into the upper deck. You were wrong. He's hit 2, David. What made you say that?
I watched it in Oakland. That was ridiculous. The whole team came out to watching hitting at Oakland. We were playing there the last series. Like the second day he went out and practiced like it was a home run derby. Unbelievable. This kid has some sick pop.
Now, before he went up there.
Look out. That ball had hair on it, Buster.
Before he went up there, you talked to him, you gave him some advice. What'd you tell him?
I tell him to take his time, don't get wore out, because I know he's going to hit a lot of homers, but I want him to be prepared for the second and the third round.
David, thanks. He made you look smart. Chris, back to you.
Well, there's a guy that knows how to win a home run derby, David Ortiz, Big Papi, the most hits of any DH passing Harold Baines.
Yep.
Did it in Seattle where one of the greats at that position, Edgar Martinez, played. Just did it this last week. Congrats to Big Papi, one of the great guys in
and
the
I
game.
got to see many of those hits, many of those home runs he has firsthand.
My goodness, this could be off the hood.
Oh, yes. How about he had hit, prior to that one, he had hit 4 home runs in a row, all over 400 feet.
Well, let me ask you something. When you played, other than David Ortiz, who, and there's Aroldis Chapman, his Cuban countryman, giving him a little, little water. And before the at bat, here's what Buster was talking about. He said, you know what? I agree, Big Papi.
He's like, that advice is definitely helping him right now.
6
and then
homers.
you saw him take a little breath right here, get a little break. Chapman coming out. They know he has some serious power.
Started to ask you when you, man, it's way back to left field on its way to Mamaroneck. Who, when you played, did you kind of try to take a peek across the way? And
I thought that was great what David said. He goes, how the whole team came out to watch him take batting practice.
Oh man! Back! God! Center.
That's right center. That's a right-hander going the other way to right center there to hit that ball a long way.
Who did you
I would
watch?
come out. I wanted to come out to see Mark McGwire take batting practice. And I also used to come out and watch Omar Vizquel, try to watch Omar Vizquel take ground balls. That's what I wanted to do. So there, I wanted to see it from both sides. I wanted to see the defensive side. I wanted to see how great those hands were. But you also knew how far Mark McGwire could hit the ball, and you wanted to see it in the batting practice. Wow.
Well, this is quite a show. Pedro Gomez, he's only warming up.
Well, I've got somebody here who played 4 years against him, as well as on the Cuban national team. Aroldis, what kind of a player was he in Cuba? ¿Qué tipo de jugador era en Cuba?
Bueno, era un tipo jonronero, como de poder, de mucho poder.
He was a home run hitter with a lot of power. En estilo de si era estrella, él era estrella en el equipo de Cuba. Was he a star in the Cuba?
Sí lo era. Era un jugador de estrella, pero muy buen outfield, en defensa y defensivamente, en todo.
A great player all around, not just at the plate, defensively as well as his arm. Aroldis, when you guys were in Cuba, did you ever think about playing in the major leagues? Cuando estaban en Cuba, ustedes soñaban de jugar aquí en los Estados Unidos en las grandes ligas.
Bueno, no, nosotros no soñábamos en eso, no pensábamos en eso. Específicamente ahorita en la práctica estábamos hablando con Mariano y estuvimos conversando eso con Mariano y diciendo que si nosotros algún día habíamos pensado en estar juntos aquí y saludando en este béisbol a Manuel Rivera y nunca habíamos soñado. Claro.
He said that no, they never really thought about it, but today during batting practice, both he and Yoenis Cespedes came up to Mariano Rivera, and Rivera asked him that question, and he said it's a dream come true to be here. Chris, back to you.
It's a dream come true to watch this. Oh, look at this one to left field. Back. Gone!
Like nothing.
Big Papi over here with us. He's so excited. He's taking video of this. And he does it himself, obviously from the other side of the plate. But you love how the big sluggers are excited about blasts like this.
That's going to get a truck.
Way back. Oh, my goodness.
You notice how so many of the players just get excited of the ones at center field. They go to the deepest part of the field.
Hey, by the way, Nomar, he only's made half of his outs.
I'll tell you, he took David's advice. Notice how patient he's being out there. This is your first home run derby. It's really easy to get just start swinging at bad pitches. He's waiting for the pitch that he knows he can drive out of the park.
What kind of bruise will that young man have on his hand having made that grab? That's a thrill, though. This bruise will be in the upper deck. Way back. Almost the upper deck. My goodness. You know, certainly National League fans in New York don't know much about Cespedes, so certainly not firsthand. We now know all about Josh Hamilton, but he wasn't totally known as the slugger until that home run derby at Yankee Stadium. And for about 2 years, every time he came to New York, even as an opponent, a round of applause when he went to the plate. Cespedes is earning that sort of rep right here.
I think people are going to be watching him and knowing the name a lot more. I mean, he's playing for one of the better teams in the American League. You have the Oakland A's that I don't think get as much credit. They're in first place going into this All-Star break, and he's a big reason for that.
56 and 39, and what a second half they had last year. They're not going to be unknown very much longer. Took the Tigers to the limit last year. Great series. Yeah, well, I think he's got the hang of it.
That one, it looked like he just swung really easy. I mean, that one just jumped off his bat.
He's got 15 home runs, ladies and gentlemen. We got 2 outs to go. Each of the previous home runs, $3,000. Make it another 3. Way back and gone.
Oh, another one in the third deck. I mean, how many is that in the third deck right now? Of the 16 home runs, about 5, 6 of them?
You know, Buster only keeps track of a lot of things. Right? You keeping track of the third deckers?
Absolutely, and so is David Ortiz.
So what's the number 2?
When he just went and talked to him and handed him the Gatorade, he said Cespedes said to him, I'm going to take it easy from now on the rest of this round.
Yeah, I can see that he's doing that. He's just using a 3-wood now.
Well, the way it is, let's not forget too, if you make it to the next round, it's a combination of both rounds to get it. So even, let's say he's up there at 17 right now. He hits 1 or 2 in the next round. It could still be enough to project him to the final.
I like his chances. Gold ball now. Yoenis Cespedes, 27 years of age.
And we mentioned about Mike Gallego. They're in a good rhythm, and Mike Gallego doesn't throw batting practice him regularly. It's Bob Melvin who does that, on a daily basis. That's his group, so they're in a great rhythm.
So what you're telling me is, as good as Oakland's been playing, they got the best batting practice pitchers too, right?
Right.
Melvin, Guerrero.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have a whole coach. What a show by Cespedes. 12 of his 17 homers over 400 feet. And look at the AL squad all run over to give him high fives and hugs.
I mean, we're going to have a look at these home runs. Here's a ball up. This was a high pitch that he just gets on top and just crushes to the second deck. This one is 456 now. Here's one to center field. I mean, when you're in a home run hitting contest, you're trying to go to the shortest part of the field, not the deepest part, and make it look short. And this one here, I was on your guy. It was down. He went up there to a triple deck. The third deck, you see Big Papi reacting to that, pointing at that. He called it.
Our spray charts include almost popping the hood, or at least the cab. That truck had better be like a rock out there, right?
He popped the chain. That's what he was doing on those.
And now we've learned about one young hitter. Here's another one coming up. Young man from the Pittsburgh Pirates. You know, when Oakland played Pittsburgh last week, in the middle of the week, you go, here's one of those series that, it's off a lot of people's radar, except that maybe we ought to pay attention because it could be again in October.
Those were two, at the time, they were two first-place teams.
Pittsburgh, I mean, only because St. Louis is the best record in baseball are they not at first. Pittsburgh and Oakland. This is Pedro Alvarez, third baseman, 26 years of age, second overall pick in 2008 from Vanderbilt. Since 1 year old, he lived in the northern part of Manhattan, Washington Heights. And he went to a very good prep school, Horace Mann School. His folks were all about education. So Horace Mann, really good school. They're in our league, I know them.
All right.
And then went to Vanderbilt, say no more, and now he's schooling pitchers in the National League as a member of the Pirates.
I mean, this is a homecoming for him.
Yep.
This is, I'm sure he's got a lot of family here watching it, a lot of family back home, just down the way, back home watching this.
24 homers this year, Nomar, 62 ribbies.
Hey, second most home runs in the NL. Really having a breakout season.
As are the Pirates.
When the Pirates drafted him in the second pick overall, they saw the potential, the power that he had. He had it in college. He had it coming out of high school when he was drafted. But now he's really showcasing it on a consistent basis with the Pirates. And as we mentioned, you just talked about Oakland and Pittsburgh. That series, he's a big reason why Pittsburgh is in the hunt this year.
It's fun to see the Pirates back up there.
Yes.
And I know the manager of the American League, Jim Leland, has, last time they had a winning record, he was there in the early 90s. He's quietly pulling for him. And meanwhile, has Cespedes cooled off yet, Pedro Gomez?
Chris, I've got the star of the night so far, Yoenis Cespedes. Yoenis, this is not the first time you've done Home Run Derby. You've done it 5 times in Cuba. You won 1. What is the key? Yoenis, no es la primera vez que has sido competencia de jonrones así. Lo hiciste en Cuba 5 veces y ganaste 1. ¿Cuál es el clave para ganar algo?
Bueno, no apurarse y buscar el lanzamiento cómodo porque no hay apuro. Y no querer meterle demasiado lejos, sino solamente buscar un buen contacto que ya se va a ir.
All right, he says the key is not to get ahead of yourself, not to get accelerated, to wait for a pitch that you can handle, and not to drive it to the next county, although you did do that a few times. Parece que lo soltaste lejísimo a veces. Yoenis, estar aquí jugando en una competencia de jonrón y pensando donde estuviste hace par de años en Cuba, ¿qué es lo que entra en tu mente? Thinking that you're here in a home run derby in the major leagues, and just a couple of years ago you were in Cuba, what goes through your mind when you think about that?
Bueno, esto es lo mejor que tiene la temporada de Grandes Ligas. Este momento es lo especial de la temporada, poder venir aquí al Juego de las Estrellas y un derby de jonrones. Yo me siento muy contento porque me dieron la oportunidad de participar y aquí estoy a luchar por la victoria.
This is the best part of the season, he said, and to be here, to be participating, when he was asked, he jumped at the opportunity. ¿Qué es lo que tú quieres hacer como pelotero de Grandes Ligas? What are your dreams to be for being a Major League ball player?
Bueno, mis metas son que cuando yo termine de jugar el béisbol de Grandes Ligas, que todos los fanáticos me recuerden como el pelotero que cuando salía al terreno salía a darlo todo. Y por supuesto lo que desea todo pelotero es integrar el Salón de la Fama.
What I want to do as a Major League ball player is for when I'm done playing, fans to think, you know what, he gave everything he had. And if all the dominoes fall in line, hopefully the Hall of Fame at the end of his career. Chris, back to you.
Well, thank you, Pedro, and thank you, Yoenis. Meanwhile,
Pedro Alvarez.
By Pedro Alvarez.
We talked about him coming home. It could be very nerve-wracking. I mean, this is his first home run derby. You're here, you're back home. You want to put on a good show. And the key is trying to get that first home run. And he got that out of the way. He's got 4 so far. That last one he hit to right center. Went a very, very long way at 456.
Now he's waiting it out a little bit. Oh, he waited it out quite a bit. Back, gone. You know, a while ago, when Prince Fielder was up, we said that both he actually and his dad, remembers that 26 gentlemen have hit 50 home runs or more in a season. Well, gentleman that did a couple times as a Pittsburgh Pirate, but he's known certainly by a couple generations as the voice of the New York Mets ever since their inception in 1962. And that would be Ralph Keiner, who is with us watching, and while he's proud of what the Mets are doing, I'm sure there's a soft spot in his heart for a Pirate slugger. You know, he didn't have an 18, 20-year career of slugging, but people forget he was a prodigious home run hitter, as I said, a member of the 50 home run club.
And he still does TV, does some with the Mets.
Well,
we talked about
almost to the
that's where
subway.
Prince Fielder hit that one, where we were just marveling at that, we possibly hitting it out of stadium. Is there going to be a lefty today that can possibly hit it over that roof?
And you know what that homer does? Makes Prince in trouble, because he had 5. He's already 4th, and we already got the 4th hitter up. So maybe there'll be a wind shift in the next 15 minutes.
So you
like
can have
the
your
British
pick.
Open or something.
Well, now we have that gold ball.
Minor league coach Rudy Pena throwing to him. Pirates. Now the gold ball, but he's got 6, so he's moved ahead of Prince Fielder. 7 will tie him with Michael Kadire for second so far. The top 4 of the 8 advance. If there is a tie in the 4th spot, we'll have a swing off, but we'll get to that eventually. Pedro Alvarez gets under this one. But after a slow start and getting the feel of it, he puts up a 6th spot. Good job.
Very, very, very respectable display there. He showed off the power. He was hitting it up there. He hit one where Prince Fielder hit one where we were all marveling at. He did a great job. I mean, this is over there above the Pepsi porch. This is the second longest one, where he hit at 456. I'm in the right center. And now here's the longest one at 461.
That's almost all the way to Washington Heights.
It is, and then you have to have your dad reacting here. That's what makes it special. And we got to see how he sprayed them all over the field.
Spray?
Yeah.
That spray is going to right field. And now as the high school slugging stars hit, we've learned about why, part of the reason, the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Oakland A's are where they are. Those 2 gentlemen that we just saw.
They call him Crush, the majors home run leader, Chris Davis. And then, the 20-year-old superstar, Washington's Bryce Harper, makes his Derby debut.
We are T-Mobile, with the first and only nationwide 5G network, covering over 200 million Americans, and we're just getting started. This isn't our network, it's yours.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 2013 Chevrolet Home Run Derby. The festivities in New York conclude, of course, with All-Star Tuesday tomorrow. The day starts with the MLB All-Star Red Carpet Show presented by Chevrolet at 3 Eastern on the MLB Network. And then it's the All-Star Game, 7:30 Eastern on Fox. But we got game on with the man who's been the talk of the first half of this season, Chris Crush Davis, first baseman, Baltimore Orioles. Another reason why this team, like Oakland, like Pittsburgh, are right where they are. In it last year, in the thick of it this year. His 37 home runs at the break ties Reggie Jackson, 1969 Oakland A's. It's the most at the break in the American League, the history of the AL. I think a guy named Ruth and some others were in it too. The record is 39 by Barry Bonds, 2001 San Francisco Giants. So here it is. He began the year hitting homers. What do you have, like 5 the first week? He hit the last week. He had 4 or 5. There's the swing.
Yeah, he said he had a home run in his last 4 games prior to today.
93 RBIs, second to Miguel Cabrera with 95, and this one to dead center
He's gonna get the
field,
truck.
and he missed the truck. Closest to the
close.
Truck. Do we give out bonus for that?
They give out the truck. If they hit the sign in center field, somebody wins that truck.
Supposing they hit the truck.
And somebody in the stands will win the truck if he hits that sign. I wonder if they give him that truck with the baseball dent.
With the dent.
Yeah. I'm sure if somebody with, I don't care, I'll take it
Across
with the dent.
the street from the stadium, you can get it fixed
right,
here. By
exactly.
The way. Oh, he jumped at that one. So Chris Davis grew up 2 hours east of Dallas, Longview High School. 6'3", 232, was acquired from Texas, where he showed some long ball power. But just before the trading deadline in 11, along with Tommy Hunter, went over to the Orioles in a trade. And Ron Washington, recently manager at Texas. We knew Chris was capable of doing it, but Texas lineup loaded. They needed relief help. They got to the series. And now here a couple of years later, Chris Davis, 37 home runs.
I mean, that one was hit on the line in the bullpen over there in the right center. But the one before that, he went the opposite field. This is what he's been doing throughout the year.
This is a sky ball to center. Back it goes, and again closest to the truck. Wow. Well, for a change, this man won't have to pitch to him in a moment. Does that have enough legs to left field?
Okay.
Yeah.
He mishit that one. He didn't even get all that one. This is what so many of his teammates talk about, that we've seen him in the course of the season where he mishits it and it still goes out of the park.
Well, Chris Davis has everybody talking, if not about Boog Powell, but about Reggie Jackson. And that's gone. And the man who's standing with Buster Olney has people remembering Danny McClain, Buster.
That's right. That's Max Scherzer starting for the American League in the All-Star game. You faced Chris Davis. Describe it.
I mean, his power is legit. When I faced him, he took me out in right center where it's really deep. And only Miggy can go out there, and he went out there. So I know he's got all the power in the world.
Now, you told me before the event, you said, hey, I've played in a World Series, but I've never seen anything like this. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the amount of attention, media, the hoopla, I mean, it's twice as the World Series. That's why this is special. This is why I'm enjoying it, and I'm having the time of my life.
Now, tell me about the conversation when you're told you're starting in the All-Star game. Wow.
Yeah, Skip came up to me, and then he said, you can't tell anybody, but I'm going to start Chris Sale. And so I was like, okay, he's deserving. He let me sit down for a little bit, and then he came back and said, no, you're going to start.
Now tell me what you thought when you saw that lineup that was posted for the American League. Mike Trout, Robinson Cano, Miguel Cabrera, and this guy, Chris Davis.
I mean, that's just power everywhere. I mean, that's a special lineup. I mean, you're going to remember that one for a while.
Max, I appreciate it. Chris, back to you.
Well, Max Scherzer has, thank you, Buster and Max. What a thrill to start the All-Star game. Max Scherzer, Matt Harvey, starters for the All-Star game. Chris Davis with 8 homers, and you know what that's done. Let's move our defending champ out. The Prince is alas and alack.
I think your streak of picking them just stopped.
Sometimes you're right.
It happens.
You got to dance with what's wrong you.
But how about Chris Davis? I talked about how he can miss-hit him, and he's still hitting him out the opposite field, out of the ballpark. How about when he broke the bat this year and he hit a home run?
Yep.
So he's left with the handle in his hand.
Here's gold ball. You know what else he did? I mean, he's like third. He's pitched. If we got time, we'll do it when he's up next. Because he's also won a game on the mound, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
He's that good. Not this year.
And here's the one to center field, and he didn't hit just one to center field. He hit quite a few to center field, and we were talking about almost hitting the Chevrolet Silverado and the sign to give a fan a truck. And here's the one he hit a couple out to left field. You talk about how close that was. I mean, when I see his swing, how upright he is, when he gets the extensions with the arm. I mean, it just reminds me similar to a softball swing. You see that, but look at his lower body, utilizing those legs, and look at the point of contact right here. That was closer to the center of his body. It wasn't out really in front of the plate, but in the middle of his body, and that's how he was able to drive those ones to the opposite field and also to center field. Yeah, that's a true spray chart right there, going everywhere. And if you were to look at his home runs that he's hit, the 37 he's hit this year, he has, I think, 11 to left field and to left center of those 37. So he's just like that spray chart. That's the way his home runs are this year.
Well, that's quite a spray chart. Let's spray it over to Pedro Gomez.
Chris, thank you. I'm with Craig Kimbrell of the Atlanta Braves. Craig, there's something that the Major League Baseball Players Association does that I know is a true charity for you, and the Action Team. It's something that you guys work with high school students across the country as well as Puerto Rico in trying to get them to learn how important it is to volunteer. There are 64,000 students that serve over 200,000 people in need since this charity began in 2003. Why is this so important to you personally?
I mean, to me, our youth is our tomorrow. You know, our youth predicts, where we go down the road, and for them to, as high schoolers, learn how to help other people and make this, this country, this world a better place. That's where it all starts. You can say, well, when I get older, I'll help. No, you need to start helping when you're younger, because you can touch so many lives without even realizing it. And that's how, and that's, us teaching that to them and them teaching that to other people. I feel like that goes a long ways and can really change this world.
Craig, you specifically are involved in a specific charity. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, I'm involved in curing kids' cancer. It's a charity that was started by a mother and father who lost their own child and didn't want to put it behind them and wanted to help more children. Wanted to find more research and to save more lives. And, that really touched my heart, and that's why I'm involved with them. And, each year we try to raise more money to come up with more cures and help more kids. So cancer can, one day, hopefully we can say cancer's the easiest curable, thing out there, and nobody's losing their loved ones or their children because of it. And, for a family to put their foot forward and say, I'm going to help other people, that really means a lot.
Craig, thank you. For more information, actionteam.org. Chris, back to you.
All right, Pedro, and thank you, Craig. As good a reliever as he is, that's even much more important. And now we're getting to know some of our youngsters. We felt like we've known him since what? He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated as a high schooler in Las Vegas. One of the youngest starters in All-Star Game history. Only 3 men have ever been younger than the National League Rookie of the Year a year ago. Already in his second All-Star Game at 20 years young. He's not 21 till October 16th. That will be Bryce Harper of the Washington Nationals. He knows one speed to play, Nomar, and that is hard. Anyone that's...
And in his young career, I think that's what he's received so much respect from his peers, from veteran players, because of the power and the way he plays.
And you know who's seen this since he's been about 4? The man pitching, his dad, Ron Harper. Wow. So it worked for Robinson Cano with his dad. Maybe Bryce Harper will try the same thing. So 1 swing, 1 homer for the Phenom, who in a non-binding poll won, the fans vote the man who we'd most like to see in the home run derby. He's here. That won't quite elevate
this is
enough.
Obviously so special to be able to be in the home run derby and have your dad throw to you. Somebody asked me, like, I've been in a couple of home run derbies. They're like, what it would have meant if your dad was throwing to me? It would have meant that I hit the ball to right center because he throws a lot of cutters. That's what it would have meant. Maybe that's why I hit the ball to right field, and it helped me out. It helped me out for the average, but I don't know if it would have helped me out for the home runs.
Well, he's patient. How do you tell your dad, Dad, you're not throwing it where I want it?
They know.
This is down the line. Oh, man.
Yes.
It was danger seeker.
I know we want to see these 400 to 500 foot shots, but it's just a matter of getting it over the fence.
First overall pick in 2010. Of course, he hits the ball hard. He hits the wall hard. We all remember Dodger Stadium this year, and he says, I know one way to play, Buster, and he's going to do it in the outfield and at the plate.
And in batting practice, Shane Victorino, the outfielder for the Boston Red Sox, works out with him in the offseason. And he told me that the batting practice sessions between Bryce and his dad are so intense. He said that if Bryce mishits one, his dad will bark at him. And he said that when Bryce hits a ball, remember, this is indoors, you got screening all around him, he's calling it out. Double, triple, home run. And Shane said he would say to Bryce, hey, remember, it's just batting practice, it's January.
He's a guy that loves baseball.
I tell you, he hasn't hit the farthest home runs in this derby, but I think he's hit the the one with the most velocity behind it so far.
Well,
he's hit some line drives that have gotten out in a hurry.
Those shoes will help him, I think. He did in high school. Now, this was measured by his coaches.
Look at those shoes.
Look at those. Somewhere over the rainbow.
But you were saying in high school, right?
He hit a homer, and the next day, or it was dirt way past everything. And later on, his coaches went out with a tape measure, and this one is going back, and gone. Other way. But here's the story. They said, how long was it? And they said 517. So they, 517 feet is in high school. They said, no, 570. Now that's with a tape measure, measuring a hole in the, a divot, if you will. Gone.
I'm impressed the way he's taken his time. But prior to these last two home runs, it looked like he was getting out of rhythm of sorts. But to him to go the other way, that can put you right back into the rhythm you're looking for as a hitter. Staying behind the ball, driving it the other way. Now that gets your timing back.
You know what we've had here? Now that Prince Fielder, he started it off as defending champ, and then he'll be eliminated. All these guys, of course, we have David Wright and Robbie Cano coming up, and they're captains. Right. They've done it before. But all these, as Robbie Cano takes it seriously, getting ready. All these guys are in their first one. Right? The next five are in number one for them.
Right.
So kind of the same boat, and none of them's had the ground ball to short-itis, have they no more?
No. Yeah, see, like Buster was talking about that. Yeah, that's just a double right there on that one. That's a lousy double.
So Bryce Harper trying to find the stroke. He's got 5. Needs at least one more at the moment to have it. He'd like to get about 3 or 4 more and put himself in good position. Cespedes is way out in front with 17. But next is Chris Davis with 8. And this is going to be back and a no-doubter. Big Poppy, Justin Verlander, among the AL stars to enjoy watching this 20 years young Bryce Harper working at Pedro. This has been quite a show from these, quote, rookies of the Home Run Derby.
Well, and here's something that maybe Nomar can help explain. I just talked to Bryce's brother, Brian, because you see Ron Harper doesn't look like he's throwing fastballs. Well, he's throwing cut fastballs. And he says that the two of them grew up just hitting cut fastballs off their dad. Now, Nomar, you've been in these competitions. A cut fastball?
Well, I just mentioned it. I talked about my dad. They said, would you have your dad throw to you? I said, no, he throws cut fastballs. It's not easy to hit home runs on a cut fastball. It allows me to stay through the zone and drive the ball in the gaps. No, but that is not easy.
Wasn't that easy? It only went 471.
Right. We got one coming to us.
I need Harry's butterfly net. Almost.
If you're fans at home and when they see the pop up and you go in the stands and everyone moves out of the way, well, all-stars move out of the way too. So,
they do.
Yeah.
They do. Well, does he know what to do with a baseball in his hand, Verlander? Oh, this one is mashed to right center field. Back. Gone. Look at that scramble out there. In the bullpen. So Bryce Harper with 8. Robbie Cano warming up downstairs. The two captains yet to hit. David Wright, Robinson Cano. Got under that one some. Although it's going pretty well, but not quite well enough. So 2 outs left and 8 homers. Bryce Harper has tied Chris Davis for second most at 8. Cespedes with 17 in the first round. So under that sum. And now the gold ball.
Hey, we might have a swing off there. We have a couple of guys with Davis and Harper so far tied with 8. Harper's not done yet.
Each gold ball, remember it's $23,000 donated. Combination of Chevrolet and Major League Baseball. The figure, by the way, comes from the estimated 23 miles a gallon on the all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado. The Chevrolet Silverado gets on the highway, so that's how they come to 23,000. I know you were wondering.
I did. I was wondering. I'm sure everybody at home was wondering why.
Yeah, they were. Well, now we explained it. This one will not quite make it, but quite a performance by young Bryce Harper, 20 years young, hugging his dad. We got more work to do, Dad. At worst, a swing off. At best, into the second round. His brother, the Harpers.
And here's Dad throwing that cutter to him. And for Bryce Harper, it doesn't matter if it's a cutter. He's still going to be able to hit it to right center. And we have to see the line drives. I thought this one's impressive because how quickly that ball got out of the ballpark. And then he goes back to center field. I'm sorry, that was to right center, sorry. And then this one, his longest at 471. And now watch his back foot here. Look at the drive he has with those legs. And then his hands come through the ball. The barrel's driving down through, and then he also whips that barrel through the ball, and that back leg comes up. So much torque with that back, with his core of his body. And he too wasn't afraid to hit him all over the place.
That was the Harper Valley HRS chart. So Bryce Harper, the youngsters, doing a good job. And now come the captains, Robinson Cano and David Wright.
The captains are coming up in their city. First, it's the 2011 champ. Then it's Mr. Met, David Wright. His first derby since '06. This time in his own backyard.
MLB Priceless Moments, presented by MasterCard.
Gives the ball to the kid. How awesome is that? Jimenez in the air. Gone!
And there's one happy fan.
That's why we love this great game and the great players in it.
The moment. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Big hug. A big Josh Bell fan.
Wish you a long and happy life together.
Like Trout, as usual, signing autographs for some young fans, and the reaction, priceless.
This ball is way back and gone. Hello, Robbie Cano. This is a show and a half. Dad and son. Awesome. How's the love, Nomar? How's the love?
They're having fun, but it's at Robbie's expense. So we will not have a defending champ. Robbie Cano with a goose egg. So the highs and lows in the home run derby of Robinson Cano. Wearing the number 24, obviously in honor of Jackie Robinson, 42, the Jackie Robinson Rotunda when you walk into Citi Field, after whom he is named, and his dad, who helped him put on that winning show a couple of years ago in Arizona, will pitch again. Jose Cano. And the second baseman, he's now 30 years old. When did that happen?
I don't know. I mean, and you talked about 24. He wears it being named after Jackie Robinson. Well, even so, we know Jackie Robinson's numbers retired all throughout baseball, but he also plays in the Yankees, so there's another great 42 out there as well.
Yes. So Robinson Cano, who with all the injuries to the Yankees, other than Mariano Rivera this year, we barely saw Derek Jeter the other day. No Alex Rodriguez, Granderson, etc. He's kind of, well, at least in the everyday players, he's the Yankee you recognize. And they really, everything considered, had I know they didn't end great, but a better first half considering half the lineup, you weren't even sure who they were. You know who this guy is? Robinson Cano, and
just
short.
Short.
From 2009 to 2012 as a hitter, only Ichiro has had more multi-hit games. So he kind of surprised people a couple years ago when he won a home run derby. Again, you don't need to be the skyscraping home run hitter, do you?
I mean, he still has the most home runs hit in a final round of a home run derby. He broke the record. It was 11, and he hit 12 in that final round to win it.
Well, Mike and Mike helping out on the PA here. They do such a great job. Ask if there are any Yankee fans here, and then there were first a cheer and then the boos. Like the Mets going, you know what? Do we have to hear about the Yankees again?
Right. In our home ballpark, talking about the Yankees.
Right. And a Let's Go Mets chant. Pretty soon we'll be singing Meet the Mets. This ball will meet the stands. Back, and gone. Way gone.
But at the same time, I mean, I think it's great you had the home run derby captains being from New York, playing here, I mean, in this great city. So I think it was done right.
Good move.
Yep.
Great move.
I mean, and for Robinson Cano, this is his third straight home run derby.
And this one is down the line and sends it up to the Pepsi porch. And we can guzzle it.
I like seeing guys who are willing to be in the home run derby multiple times, embracing this event. You hear so many guys say, I don't want to do it because it might mess up my swing.
Well, we mentioned many of the names you don't know for the Yankees playing this year, but you know the man at the plate, and you know the man with Buster Olney. All he does is save ball games. Is he up to 5,000 now, Buster?
Exactly. That would be Mariano Rivera. You just gestured to Robinson. What are you trying to tell him?
Just trying to tell him to relax. You know, there's no pressure, yes. Let him be free.
What do you see in his swing right now?
I think that he's, the last two swings, though, has been good. So that's what we need. We need him to be himself and be normal and start hitting the ball the way he's doing it right now. I heard that one going out. Oh.
Now, David Wright is really the de facto host of this event because he plays for the Mets, but you're really man of honor here this week because you've announced you're going to retire, you've been honored all over baseball. What's this like this year at the All-Star game for you?
Well, Buster, this year, I'm just trying to enjoy the most I can. You know, it has been wonderful. It has been beautiful. And, I mean, I can't ask for nothing better than that, you know. My last year here in New York and have the All-Star game here in New York, you know, nothing better than that.
Jim Leyland talked to you at all about how you might be used in tomorrow night's game?
No, we haven't talked yet. I mean, for sure, we will be talking tomorrow. But as of right now, no, we haven't talked at all.
Now, you told me before the game that you had some real hopes, some wishes about how this year would go. How has that gone compared to what you'd hoped for?
So far, so good. Has been right on the money. You know, I mean, I'm enjoying it. You know, it feels great, and again, you know, hopefully I have the opportunity to be at the end there.
Now, you're not someone who necessarily likes attention all the time, but at every road city you've been honored. You get the rocking chair of broken bats in Minnesota. What's that been like?
Oh my God, it's just overcome, and I'm overwhelming. I mean, it has been a great chance to enjoy, chance to say things, you know, and the organization that they're doing a tremendous job with all those events. I mean, I didn't ask for, you know, but they've been helping me. I mean, I think the appreciation, you know, the respect and just loving the game of baseball.
Mariano, thanks. Chris, back to you.
Buster, Mariano, thank you very much. And Mariano Rivera, as good a reliever, and he's saved more games than anybody in the history of baseball. He's a classier guy. By the way, 638 regular season saves, 42 in the postseason. That'd be 680. Are you kidding?
I mean, all those championships that the Yankees have had while he's been there. I mean, we know what Derek Jeter has meant to the Yankees, but Mariano Rivera, to be able to close out all of those games, he shortens games for that Yankee ball club. True class Hall of Famer.
42 and 24. You talked about him, and now Cano. Well, he's down to the gold ball. Now, wait a minute, timeout. We need a water break. We need to talk about it. And by the way, his dad, Jose Cano, and you don't ever root for it, but if there was a fracas involved, you can sign him up for my team, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything
you.
bad. If there was some stare down, he's with me. Does this have enough pop? And the Met fans, I mean, 2 years in a row. This is not quite like last year. But so the captain of the American League, Robinson Cano, ends up with 4 and will not advance. But the whole team over to congratulate him anyway.
Well, listen, last year, he didn't hit a home run over there in Kansas City, but he hit some here. And that's what you want to do. You want to get him out and not put up that goose egg over there. And here's his longest for today. Obviously, he didn't hit enough today to advance to the next round, but still hit an awful long one there. And this one actually breaks his bat. Look at the handle there.
Yeah, but he's got memories with Dad from Arizona that will never be replaced. Spray chart, it's right there.
Well, his dad played professional baseball and was a pitcher. He's going, let me have that bat. I broke a bat. Great, give me that one.
So we now know Cano will not make it, and neither will Prince Fielder. And Chris Davis, who you see on the right, Cespedes and Harper, they're in. And now the captain of the National League and the host and our guest earlier, David Wright. 7-time All-Star. He's been Mr. Met, if you will. With them in their last postseason. Wants to be with them in their next postseason. 30 years of age as well, like Cano. Only the 4th Mets captain ever. Keith Hernandez, the late Gary Carter, John Franco, and this man, David Wright. That smile is effervescent, isn't it? He's smiled ever since he got here from Norfolk. First round pick of the Mets in 2001. And of course grew up rooting for the Mets because back then their AAA team was in Norfolk. So kind of was a Met fan before he even came here, and needless to say has stayed one.
And obviously what a thrill to be able to play for the team you cheered for, growing up cheering for. I mean, he really obviously has embraced this organization and this city, and the city has definitely embraced him back.
the Mets bullpen catcher, Dave Racconello, throwing to him. And you think this is a tough task for him? Well, he was one of those that climbed Mount Kilimanjaro in the offseason. So pitching might be a little hotter here than Kilimanjaro.
And I believe he also, didn't he ride a bike from New York all the way down to spring training?
He may have.
Or St. Lucie, he did that as well. I think he did it in like 6 days or something like that. Or 3 weeks, that's what it was.
He's in shape, and so is David Wright. He's on the board. The number he needs to get to is 7. 7 right now is 4th, and 4 advance. Michael Kadire is at 7. Cespedes, Davis, Harper are in. Michael Kadire on the bubble at 7. Alvarez, Fielder, Cano will not advance. David Wright needs to find a rhythm here in his home park.
Well, he's looking for that rhythm.
There it is.
That he had
Rhythm
back
and
in
blues.
2006.
Rhythm and blues.
He had that rhythm in 2006 where he hit 16 home runs in the first round, and he ended up being the runner-up to Ryan Howard that year.
Darryl Strawberry, Mike Piazza, the only ones to have more homers in a Met uniform. David Wright, a number not huge yet, 217, but this ball is huge to center field. Back it goes, back. Oh, held up there. He turned on the little 5-mile-an-hour breeze. Maybe somebody started up one of those trucks. The exhaust got it. Actually, you know, in a home run derby, you don't get, but I feel because of the Met fans, this is like 6th inning. The team's behind a couple runs. There's a little nervousness in the crowd.
It's not easy being in a home run derby in your home ballpark.
You remember?
Oh, yeah. Doing that 99, and there we see Matt Harvey, who's going to have an opportunity to start an all-star game in your home ballpark. That's another great feeling, to be able to be a starter in the all-star game when your team is hosting it.
Now David Wright is the starter, and a young man from up the road in Groton, Fitch High School.
There's our picks right there.
Yeah. Now this one is way back to left, and now David Wright maybe finding it. It's gone. We said about starting. The starting pitcher tomorrow night, the young phenom for the Mets, Matt Harvey's with Pedro Gomez.
Matt, you get to play and watch David Wright every single day. What is the best thing about being his teammate?
Well, just the way that he leads, you know, every day, and he's such a good captain. He's such a good friend. He's the ideal guy you want to have on your team, and hopefully that one's out of here. Hopefully he can get into a little rhythm here and put up some more homers. But he's a great guy. He's been nothing but you know, as advertised, and you know, he lives up to everything and more. And he's a great guy.
Over the winter, he had an opportunity to maybe walk away after this year, and instead decided to re-up for many years to come. What kind of message does that send to everybody else in this clubhouse?
Well, it's the idea that, you know, things are going to go forward for us, and things are you know, in the right direction, and you know, for him to believe in that and to stay, you know, it just shows the confidence and you know, the drive that he has to bring a World Series to New York.
All right, well, tomorrow, good luck as you get the start. Only you, Dwight Gooden, and Tom Seaver will be Mets starting the All-Star game. Chris, back to you.
All right, Pedro, and boy, when he starts, people take notice. It's time to go out to watch the Mets play today. That's tomorrow, and now it's the Let's Go Mets chant.
Well, David looked like he was starting to find a little rhythm there.
Well, and isn't it odd? His pick, Michael Kadire, who people, well, really, is he? Yes, he should be in there. That's the one who he's trying to eliminate. Baseball makes strange bedfellows, doesn't it, Nomar?
Wouldn't you like to see if he can hit 7 and maybe them have a swing off
I'd
together,
like it.
such good friends?
Absolutely.
Right?
I like it. Well, this one won't make it, so we got 2 outs to get 2 homers. It's that simple. See if the crowd can take him home.
And we saw Keiner there. He's getting ready in case of that swing off or in case he's able to make it to the next round.
Well, the gold ball, he needs to hit 2 gold ball home runs, or both of the captains will be on the pines, the proverbial pines.
We saw that last pitch there, kind of going up and in at him, and he smiled.
Maybe trying to get him annoyed. David Wright, class. Hits this one. Will it have enough to left center field? Back it goes. Not quite. So, great move having Cano and Wright as captains. It got a lot of interest, but as far as singing New York, New York, we won't be singing it in the second round. He gave it a run, but in the end, not quite for either of the Caps.
Yeah, but still going out and giving these fans, these home fans, something to cheer for. Going up there in the second deck with that one. Pulling that ball down the line. Giving another souvenir. I mean, not a really big stride, nice, short, and compact through the zone and have that tongue out there. Maybe that sticking that tongue out gives him a little bit extra power to drive the ball out of the ballpark.
So here's the sprayer.
You can see his longest, 403.
So, David Wright gave it a go, but as he said, he's been hosting. Remember, Pujols hosted in St. Louis. I mean, it's a tough deal. So here's our results. Cespedes was off the charts, literally, with 17. And remember, it's cumulative total, 1 and 2 rounds. He may not have to hit many, if any. Chris Davis and Bryce Harper advance with 8. Michael Keiner with 7. And so we've gone from 8 to 4. Who will be the home run king tonight at Citi Field? Michael Keiner, Bryce Harper, Cespedes, Chris Davis. We're down to 4 in the 2013 Chevrolet Home Run Derby.
MLB at Home is presented by T-Mobile, here to connect you to what matters most. Learn about T-Mobile's COVID-19 response at T-Mobile.com.
The ESPYs back Wednesday evening. This Wednesday the 17th at 9 on ESPN. Also live on Watch ESPN. John Hamm, the host this year, and they're the Radio City, they're the Rockettes. I mean, what better way to get in the mood for the ESPYs, which once upon a time were in New York. New York, the host of the All-Star Game, the Home Run Derby, obviously the Super Bowl this February. That'll be interesting. And as Radio City, one of the famous entertainment houses in all the land, of course, each year hosts the NFL Draft. So the ESPYs are on Wednesday, but we've got the semis here. And again, the totals in the first and second round go towards making our 2 finalists. Michael Keiner will hit first. He had 7. Bryce Harper, he had 8.
Yeah, Chris Davis with 8.
Davis had 8.
Cespedes with 17.
Yep.
And for Cespedes having 17, he's going to go last, and he'll see if he even needs to hit this round because it is cumulative of the first 2 rounds.
Well, Michael Keiner, who was the Ryder Cup pick, as David Wright said it, his buddy from Norfolk, Virginia, with the 27-game hitting streak, the longest in the majors this year. Second year at Colorado. And you think he was down worrying about how David was doing? He was warming up for this. 2 swings, 2 homers, total of 9 now. You know, played in Minnesota, and of course Colorado now not going to get the pub that you would get in many other cities, as you know, Nomar.
Well, also when you do hit home runs there, A lot of people always question, well, was it a home run? Was it the altitude? You know the ball carries there. Well, I think he's showing here that, no, those home runs are legit because he has a lot of power.
Well, and again, all those Twins teams managed so well by Ron Gardenhire. Not quite. 2002, 03, 04, 2006, 2009, 2010, all in the postseason, where he hit 348, all those postseasons combined. So that's facing pressure. This one to center. It's got to go a long way. And
got the truck.
Did he get the truck?
Got the truck. Did that hit the truck? Over the truck.
Over the truck.
Yeah, you can hit the truck.
The truck,
but you still want to see somebody hit the truck.
You want
this? I want both. I want the sign and a window. Am I asking too much?
Told you he did.
Okay.
Get in our area, he didn't hit it.
He did get it.
Right? We know a dent when we see one. That's our producer, Scott Matthews, a labor of love for him tonight. His dad, late Lauren Matthews, a good friend of ours, so long with the Mets. Scott, one of our producers, grew up a Met fan, knows every inch of this park, knew every inch of Shea Stadium. He's waited for this, and yesterday was his birthday, so we hope he's having a good time.
Happy birthday, Scott.
It's cooler in the truck, though, you know, than it is out here. But, you know, some of us have to work for a living, Scott. Michael Kadire trying to work.
It's always the ones behind the scenes that work so much harder.
Kadire to straight center. Now, will this find the truck? It is. Not quite. He likes hitting the truck. Yeah, it almost sounded like it wasn't. It sounded like a.
Got out the end of the bat there.
Shattered bat there. 11th season. First round pick back in '97. The Twins.
You were talking about those Twins. You mentioned that. And in baseball, you would hear it a lot about when those successful years the Twins were having, about how the players there, they understand the game. They know how to play the game right. You would hear that when you talk about them. Well, Kadire was a part of that. Playing the game right.
You know what else? He played minor league ball about 15 to 10 miles from us at ESPN for the New Britain Rockcats, as did Big Poppy. No wonder he's good.
There you go. Second deck.
Nice. And that's like getting out of here quietly. It's not an ooh and ah. He's just getting it done like he's done his career. Again, if you weren't with us earlier, the number 3 wears as a Rocky, honoring the late Harmon Killebrew, with whom he grew very close, who passed away recently. A 573 home run man, Hall of Famer for the Minnesota Twins. A gentleman, and I'm fortunate enough to play in a golf tournament with his name every summer in Sun Valley, Idaho. Harmon from Idaho. Golf tournament that he put his name on, one of the first. He lost a teammate, Danny Thompson, a shortstop in the Twins in the 70s, to leukemia.
Right.
It's in it 30-plus years. So honoring, so for research of a deadly disease. And meanwhile, here's Kadire, gone.
I tell you what, Michael Kadire is making him proud right now, showing off the power and the home run swing.
Do you think David Wright knew what he was doing here? Man. Mike Piazza sitting down with us, who knows something about hitting home runs. We'll get him set up. And
all right, we are set up.
Welcome. It's almost home. I mean, it's Flushing.
Yeah.
Welcome home.
It's good to be here, man. It's great. I'm very jealous because I never got to play here.
It's a nice park, isn't it?
It's a great park, yeah. No, we had a lot of fun at Shea, but this is obviously another level.
Well, this ball is up there by Kadire and gone.
Ouch.
The
Top hand.
The Plains have not left, though.
No, it's true. That was a part of the home field advantage.
Yeah, when a guy was on second base, when the plane looked over, you tried to pick him off at second base. You knew that when you came in. That was part of your scouting report.
That's true.
You would put that in. You say, "I'm on second base. Anybody who gets on second, you hear a plane, watch out for the back pick."
That's it, man. The back pick.
You know,
warning.
Robin Ventura, who's managing the White Sox, one of the coaches here, if you will, said the same thing. Meanwhile, Michael Kadire has hung up an 8 spot.
Wow.
So Kadire with 15, and that's his son Casey. He's got 2 younger twin daughters. And Michael, you hit him like this?
Man, yeah.
Look at
Not that hard.
Upper deck.
Look at that.
They're making Citi Field look small.
I know, man.
And this is not a small ballpark
like Super
at all.
Balls going out of there. That's crazy.
Look at that line drive, and then this one is this
Wow.
one. This is the one that we were saying it
Look
hit
at
the
this
truck.
now.
And here it is. He gets the truck. Yes.
And you know what? An insurance policy, right? You got to call your agent in the morning.
I just talked to people from GM. They're like giving trucks away. When we played, we got what, like some underwear or something? Now they're giving the vehicles away, man. That's, being retired, right? Back when we played.
So when you look at the stadium, you mentioned about how nice this new one. What was the first thing you checked out?
For me, it was just, basically I wanted to see how it was going to play out, as far as hitting or pitching. And it seemed at first, obviously they made it a little shorter. But the way the organization had always been prided on pitching, Seaver, Kuzman, all the guys, I thought that's why they kind of made it big. But once they figured out it was a little bit too big, obviously they brought the fences in a little.
Well, there were some moments at Shea that you provided. I know there were many home runs, but the first game back after 9/11, put into your words that homer that no one will ever forget. No Met fan for sure. No American will ever forget it, Michael.
Yeah. No, off Barce, he was bringing gas. I was fortunately able to square one up, and what a moment. That week, again, it's just so, you can't really describe it. It's just something that, not just from a baseball perspective, but just from a life perspective. It was something that, a real tough week, but we were able to come out and at least give people a little bit of a way to turn the page and try to heal. It was an amazing moment.
Oh, you and your Mets teammates certainly did that. That was amazing. Speaking of amazing.
Wow.
How about a guy with 37 homers at the break?
This guy's a beast.
Chris Davis.
Do you marvel at the way Chris Davis just hits the ball and they go out of the park for him?
Yeah, man. I think he hit one out off his forearm the other day.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Back. And in the second round, Chris Davis on the board. That almost spilled the coffee out there on the sign there, Mike.
What do they say? This guy wasn't scouted. He was trapped, like Jimmy Fox.
Oh, it's very good,
right?
I miss working.
Right?
People forget we did the Derby a couple times.
School, we're taking it way back. Rocky Calavito, way back. Jimmy Fox. Could teach these youngsters some stuff, right, Nomar?
That's true.
It's funny. They say Rocky Calavito. They go, "Oh, you mean Rocky Balboa?" I go, "No."
Yeah, right. No, Rocky, the original Rocky.
Yeah.
And there's a reason you bring up Rocky Calavito, because, all right, with Chris Davis, you didn't know this, but Chris Davis last year won a long game, pitching in relief for the Orioles against Boston. The last position player in the American League to win a game, not pitch, but win a game, 1968, Rocky Calavito. Good job, Mike. What a team. You're still my partner.
I wasn't prepped for this. This is like falling out of bed.
Well, you did this once with me. You know the way, a couple of times. Michael, I will say this. Look, he's an au natural, but we had 5 guys tonight in their first home run derby.
Wow.
All of them were impressive. As Chris Davis, that's gone. Yours, you remember. That's why you're in the booth with us, right? True. It's not that easy.
But you know what? I will say, my only excuse was we couldn't bring our own caddies. We used pitchers that we just had batting practice and guys we never faced before. And the 2 times, again, that I faced 2 guys that pitched to me were lefties. So they're sinking the ball away. So I had 10 line drives and I was out of there. But
they were line drives.
Hey, you know what? I'll save it for the game afterwards. They were like,
Attaboy.
But no, it was fun. I mean, talk about those games with Ken Griffey Jr., Frank Thomas, and Mark and Sammy. We set the tone for what it is now, and these guys have taken it to another level. So it's a lot of fun to watch, and the way the fans, obviously this house tonight, the way people get into it, it's just so much fun. It's got a lot more moving parts, but it is totally cool.
Well, we're all marveling in Chris Davis, Buster, and we can marvel in that drive way back and gone.
Wow.
Let's kick it to Buster because, I mean, our jaws are dropping.
Guys, I talked to Chris Davis after his first round, and he said he actually swung at some pitches out of the strike zone. I got the feeling he was thinking about trying to get better pitches to hit on this round. But again, he seemed to be expanding his strike zone a lot. And you guys know in a derby, that's tough.
All right, so we got 2 outs to go.
Changing his batting gloves.
Yeah. Well,
you're getting a drink of water, taking a break.
You're going to need at least 15.
Hold on.
He needs 3. He needs 3.
Where's this cut?
Adam Jones
needs his cut, man.
Dr. Ferdy Pacheco.
Where it is.
Michael,
tell off.
You were here when the Mets did winning, and they were in the World Series and postseasons. What will it be like when this team, and David Wright certainly hopes he's a part of it, gets back in the postseason in October?
Well, I mean, you know, I think the biggest thing about playing for this franchise is, as much as you respect the Yankees and what they've done, there is a certain buzz about New York having a special affinity towards the National League. So when the Mets we've had our years, there is I mean, as much as I said, you give all respect to the Yankees, but when the Mets have won in '86 and we had our teams, it really is a special kind of, people get behind it in a blue-collar way. And a special kind of magic. I mean, we had a great team in 2000 and '99. It just, you know, it's something you can't describe. I mean, so there's a certain affinity here for the Mets, and it's a lot of fun. And part of the history of the Mets and the greatness of it is the adversity. You know, the fact that, you know, the Mets fans are like, you made me suffer, you know, through the tough times.
You know, you heard it well. Chris Davis is the most home runs by any American leaguer at the break, tying Reggie Jackson with 37, but he will not be able to advance. But we still can marvel, Mike and Nomar and Dees.
That's a big man.
He may not advance, but he's still putting on a show.
Yeah.
And hit him a long way, and that's what everybody wants to see, right?
No, you better have a glove out there. Wow.
He hit the target.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, Mike, isn't it so fun to watch?
Look at that load. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that load.
He stays behind this ball.
Look at his head. Watch his head right there. You can put a plate on it. That's why he's
You're a natural for this, man.
I mean, look at the spray, too. You know, the great power hitters are from the gap to gap. So, look at his... That's why he's doing what he's doing.
You know, once upon a time when you were drafted by the Dodgers, Godfather Tommy Lasorda, they said, well, how about this kid, Norristown, PA? I don't know about him. Well, he's a catcher. Yeah, but he's never caught. He's a catcher now. We're drafting him. That's true.
Man.
That's the story he told me, but he tells a lot.
It's a true story, yeah. No, I mean, he was great. I mean, Tommy, you know, took care of me when I was a kid. And the one thing about Tommy I always say, man, I remember '89, my first year in spring training, puts me in a big league game. You know, he just had that knack of just throwing guys out there and just challenging them. So he was just so much fun to play for because he made us all better.
He knew what he was doing, and so did you. Welcome home.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Mike
Good
Piazza.
seeing you guys, man.
Good to see you.
One of the best. Future Hall of Famer, perhaps. Bryce Harper, 20 years young. Will he reach out and catch Cespedes? Thanks, Michael.
Thank you, man. Thanks. See you.
We are T-Mobile with the first and only nationwide 5G network, covering over 200 million Americans, and we're just getting started. This isn't our network, it's yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, tonight as we enjoy the performances of some of baseball's biggest stars, we stand united in the fight against cancer with our partner Stand Up to Cancer. We ask you to please join Commissioner Seelig, Major League Baseball, MasterCard, ESPN, and the entire baseball family in joining the fight against cancer. Please go to standuptocancer.org to find out how you can help today. This summer, use your MasterCard to help fight cancer. Spend 10 or more with your MasterCard when you dine out, and MasterCard will donate up to $4 million, 1 precious cent at a time. Find out more at mastercard.com/do-good.
Thanks for standing up to cancer.
And welcome back to our coverage of the 2013 Chevrolet Home Run Derby. Barry Larkin, Kurt Schilling. We're halfway through round 2, and Yoenis Cespedes has been the story so far. He may not have to take a cut in the second round.
You know, I thought that his anxiety or his anxiousness would work to his detriment, but it did not. We saw him swinging at everything, but he hit everything out. Chris Davis, we saw him swinging at everything, and he couldn't elevate. So Yoenis Cespedes was definitely very, very impressive.
His power was obviously unbelievably impressive. Consistency. I was struck by Chris Davis's power the other way. This is all raw strength BP. This is not velocity BP. And the balls he drove the other way were farther than some of the balls the right-handers were hitting, pulling, which was just mind-boggling.
I was struck at the pitches that Bryce Harper's dad was throwing. I mean, he was throwing cutters. He almost drilled him 3 times.
You know what? You would think, like, if you were a hitter and you would face that, you wouldn't like it. But Bryce has been living with that his entire life. So that's what he's used to. If he wasn't happy with his dad throwing, he would not be here on this stage.
He is the same guy, the dad, who said during those basketball games on Thanksgiving Day with his daughter and the 2 boys, if you get an elbow and a bloody nose, you get an elbow and a bloody nose. We go back down to Chris and Nomar as we continue here in the Chevrolet Home Run Derby.
Well, Carl, the city that never sleeps, the show that never sleeps. Baseball tonight, Honduran Sports Center after this, on at midnight tonight. Schill and Hall of Famer Barry, Carl. Always a pleasure to hear you guys and the men and women that put that show on every night, a labor of love. Bryce Harper, baseball is his labor of love. 20 years young. So Michael Kadire with 7 and 8 at 15. That's the number that he's got to catch.
Captain's pick.
Yep. That's what he's got to catch. He's got to get to 15.
I mean, this is the second round that Kadire is the one you're trying to catch.
Yeah, he's well, that Ryder Cup pick, you know, he knew what he was doing, didn't he? This ball is hit well by Bryce Harper. Back, and gone. It dunks the donuts at 4:30.
Is there anything for that sign if you hit that sign? Right?
I mean,
maybe
at
free
least
coffee around for everybody,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, I think coffee for everyone at work, right? At least the clubhouse guys.
Of course.
Bryce Harper, this one is mashed to right, and it's gone. That went to most. We've had coffee, sporting goods, just like the old days when you used to, of course, before you played, like at the Polo Ground, you hit the sign, you'd get a free suit. Right? Which was big deal in those days.
We had one of those in AA when I played in Trenton, New Jersey. There was a sign out there. If you hit the sign, you got a suit. I happened to hit the sign.
How was the suit?
I got a suit. Yeah. Nice
still
suit.
got it? You still fit in it.
But, you know.
The suits I got when I was 21,
I appreciate
used
the
as a
suit,
washcloth.
but I would have taken the truck. I mean, you know, we were showing Cespedes there just waiting and watching, but right now he doesn't have to hit.
Bryce Harper sends it. Gone. You know, he is. These balls get out in a hurry.
You heard Kurt Schilling talking about the power that Davis does going the other way, just raw power. The ball explodes off Bryce Harper's bat.
It does. Oh, this one is way back. If it's at Ebbets Field, it has a chance to hit the Abe Stark sign. The Polo Ground, I think it was Howard. At any rate, this is suiting him fine. Pedro, Bryce on a roll.
Him and his father went to work in the cage between rounds, and I asked him what they were working on, and basically Ron, growing up always threw the boys, him and his brother Bryce and his brother Brian, cutters on the outside half of the plate because he wanted them to drive the ball the opposite way. This, however, is a home run derby. So he said what he was going to try to do is get it more over the middle of the plate so that Bryce could drive it, and it does seem to be working. Guys?
I mean, and your dad knows your swing. I mean, that was great for me. When I went away to college, if I was struggling and my dad couldn't watch me then, I could just tell him what I was doing wrong, and he'd say, this is what you're doing wrong. You're dropping your hand. You're pulling out your front shoulder. Your dad knows you the best, as Bryce Harper's dad does. What was really impressive to me is when he hit that home run to right center, his dad didn't even look and watch it. He knew. He didn't have to look. He heard the sound of the bat. Why bother? I know that one's out, and it's out a long way.
On to the next ball.
And there's his brother.
Harper to Harper. And you're right, it's kind of a Taylor a little bit, isn't it?
It cuts, so it's slightly breaking into him, into his bat, into his body.
Cespedes with 17. Keiner with 15. Chris Davis not going to make it with 12. Bryce Harper is at 13. He needs at least 15 to have a chance to advance to the finals. Will that stay fair? It's down the line. Yes, off the screen.
And he knew it. He knew he wanted that one. He was using a little body language to see if he can guide that one fair.
Harper taking his time now. Not 21 till October 16th. I mean, you have to be kidding me. Only Ken Griffey Jr., Al Kaline, and a pitcher with the Orioles back in the 50s, Jerry Walker, younger all-star starters than Bryce Harper this year. In high school, he hit .590 as a freshman. All right, see you top that. .626 as a sophomore. Are you kidding? And I know your average in high school had to be pretty good, but I don't know if it was .626.
No, it wasn't .626.
Whoa! Whoa! I didn't think that had a chance.
That one just carried.
Whoa!
We mentioned it earlier about power guys. They can mishit it. They can get off the end, and they also create that backspin that find ways to carry out of the ballpark.
Well, he is tied with Keiner, one more, and this won't stay fair. Although that certainly cost somebody a beer out there. And a dry cleaning bill. Down the line, 330. That's where he hit the screen. 375. The straightaway right to center is a different story. It's 406. Is this it? It is back end.
Yes.
Youth will be served. Bryce Harper is in the finals. Now you can keep hitting or you can sit. I mean, he's in a group. What do you do?
I mean, he's going to go out there and now look at he's just taking it nice and easy. This is smart. What's great is, well, I thought it was nice and easy. Then he lets that one go. Never mind.
It's all right. This is now what he's doing. It's like
he's got the gold ball. This is great. You got a gold ball there. He's still trying to raise money here for charity, which is great. Still hitting for the fans. You might think, well, one idea would be maybe take a break, save yourself because you're in the next round. But you know, there's also that team. You got the NL right now with 42 home runs and the AL with 38 home runs total.
Yeah, it's not been close lately. Although the NL's won the games, the AL has won the home run derby, but this one will be different. So Bryce Harper is in the finals, and we got to find out if Cespedes even wants to hit. He's going to hit some. Pretty good. You guys have never done this before? You would never know that, huh?
This is the one where his dad didn't even look. He knew that he got all of that one. And here is his longest. Wow. And this is the one where he used the list. See him leaning over just a little bit, following, use that language, and he gets it. And then he knew he needed one more to beat Michael Keiner, and this was that one that allows him to advance. So he's had 8 total that second round, and here's where all 8 of them went. Cespedes getting a little loose, trying to help his team win. The competition doesn't have to hit, but he's going to go out there. And,
well, he's sat for a while now.
Right.
He wants
Why
to
not?
do something. But really, if he's
great.
You know what will happen? So maybe this will be perfect. He hits 4. Of course, he'll probably hit 44. So if he hits 4, we have a team tie, and you got an NL and an AL in the finals, and it's everything rolled up into one.
I mean, we had, talk about the captains knowing how to pick them going into this. You had 2 NL and 2 AL in the semis. Way to pick them, captains. So we got Cespedes here, and let's not forget, he wasn't chosen as an all-star. He was just chosen for this particular event. Way to go, Cano.
Yeah. He's here to enjoy it, and we are enjoying him. Yoenis Cespedes with 17 home runs and an amazing first round. He is in the finals.
I mean, we heard it earlier in his first round. David Ortiz talking about how the opposing team comes out to watch him take batting practice.
Yep.
Because you hear about the power and the strength that he has. And well, there you go. He's not saving any of it. He's like, listen, it's easy.
All right, Buster, he's just swinging to stay loose.
That's right, and he got some advice from Robinson Cano before this round started. Robbie told him, look, just hit 5, win the team thing, then you can take it easy, rest up for the finals. By the way, we saw Chris Davis come off the field. He actually had a bloody hand. After his second swing during the last round, he tore a big callus. Nomar, you know about that, right in the middle of his hand. It was a mess. It was looking like a golf ball, David, right in the middle of his hand just after that second swing. Clearly some effect.
We're hoping Buck Showalter's not watching.
But like he says, it's a callus. It's the middle of the hand. He's going to be fine.
Oh, yeah.
Big, strong guy like that.
It's like he's not missing anything. You know, it gives us a chance. You heard Mike Piazza when he was here, Nomar, talking a little bit about New York as a National League town. And, of course, what the Yankees have done speaks for itself from Babe Ruth right on through for the recent times where they've been great. But, of course, with the Giants and the Dodgers, etc., we remember their old parks. Ebbets Field was you know, that was homey. But the Polo Grounds, do you have, I mean, for our young fans of the Polo Grounds, which was the home of the Mets the first 2 years in '62 and '63, but the home forever of the New York Giants, which was just across the street from Yankee Stadium. Actually, the Yankees played there, too, before the house that Ruth built. So do you know the dimension of center field where Willie Mays made the catch? You know how deep that center field was?
No, I don't. Nope.
All right, listen to this. 483. How's that?
That's normal.
The clubhouse was in center field. 483. You know what it was down the line? Okay, so 483 to center. They got to give you something, right?
Right. At least I'm hoping for like 310.
Left field, 271.
There you go.
No, right field, 256. How's that? They don't build them like that anymore, do they? It's a really, really interesting place.
I guess was it shaped like a true diamond?
By the way, he hit a couple that could have got out of 483. I'm just throwing that in. Little education here while we have time. New York City baseball, the Polo Grounds was a home for earlier the Yankees until they got great with Babe Ruth. And a matter of fact, one last story. When they used to play the New York Giants a lot in the World Series, when they opened Yankee Stadium. And here's Cespedes to center field. They opened Yankee Stadium the first year. I believe the series was between the Giants and the Yankees.
Right.
John McGraw, the manager, refused to let his team dress in the visitors' locker room at Yankee Stadium. They dressed at the Polo Grounds and rode horse and carriage across the bridge to play at Yankee Stadium. So you don't think there was any jealousy there? Little New York lore goes back a century. At any rate, Cespedes with some lore tonight at Citi Field. Yikes.
Well, you were talking about one more to tie it and then stop. And we heard Buster say no. They want 5 so they can win it and then go on to the final. Tell you what, right now, when you look at these two who are in the final, Cespedes and Harper, I mean, how can you not look forward to the final?
It's going to be awesome. Cespedes, Cuba, defected early 2011 to the Dominican Republic, 27 years of age. Second in the balloting last year to Mike Trout, the American League Rookie of the Year. Bryce Harper, the Rookie of the Year last year in the National League, 20 years young. That will be our finals. So we talked about, hey, new blood, baseball. We got it in the Home Run Derby tonight in Omar. The Chevrolet Home Run Derby. One other note, because it's a chance to say this here, and I've come to this park. And this ball may hit the truck. It's way back. It is.
Oh, got it.
He got it.
I asked for one. I said, can we get a window? And he got the window.
He got it. Oh, you have to love that. Like a rock. The Chevrolet truck. I mean, it's taking a beating out there. Oh, my goodness.
There it is.
Oh, and it is fair and gone off the restaurant windows. The American League wins it.
So American League won it. You got Cano looked at him and said, okay, that's enough.
Now, he can walk off, but he may just hit a couple of drives.
Take it easy. Both of these guys, I don't think, know how to take it easy.
No,
we talked about Bryce Harper, the way he plays. Cespedes does the same thing. He plays all out as well, and we can see here at batting practice, at a home run derby.
Well, take it easy, will you? Back. That's on its way to Ronkonkoma. $23,000 a gold ball homer, and we're up to $358 on the gold ball. Hey, I caught the ball. I caught a gold ball. How much is that worth?
$23,000.
Yeah. You gonna go to the bank at 9:08 a.m. and see if you can cash that in? So Cespedes with 23, the story thus far. Often, the man with the best show in the first 2 rounds doesn't continue, but he's not saving anything for tomorrow night. There's no need.
Excellent point.
Right?
You're right.
This is it.
He gets to rest tomorrow.
So Yoenis Cespedes, left fielder, Oakland Athletics. Had the most home runs with 23. Bryce Harper will join him in the finals with 16. Michael Kadire, a great pick by boyhood friend David Wright at 15. And Chris Davis, the home run champ at the break from the Orioles, ends up with 12. Bryce Harper, bang. Sometimes he lifts the front foot, sometimes he lifts the back foot. Cespedes, sometimes he lifts the baseball. That's our final. Cespedes and Harper. Don't go away.
MLB at Home is presented by T-Mobile, here to connect you to what matters most. Learn about T-Mobile's COVID-19 response at T-Mobile.com. The home run wasn't born in New York, but it was raised there.
Feel this moment. I just wanna feel this moment. Back, and gone. I just wanna feel this moment. Now let's stop time and enjoy this moment.
Welcome back to Citi Field in New York, the Chevrolet Home Run Derby Championship Trophy. That needs a name like the Stanley Cup or something.
You ready to rename it?
The Bambino Bats. Just do it.
Want me to go get my engraver so I can, whatever you can come up with?
The claret jug. I mean, let's go with something. And, 2 hitters left, as you know, Bryce Harper and Cespedes. 2 RBI kids as well. The child represented by the eventual winner gets $50,000 donation from Chevrolet and Major League Baseball for field refurbishment, while the 7 other youngsters receive $10,000 donation to purchase new equipment for their leagues. One thing I do want to say before Bryce Harper and Yoenis Cespedes step in, the Mets as a patron here, and I come in just to sit in the park,
Right.
From the guys taking your tickets or the ladies to... And lunch is being served here for Nathan.
How about this?
Adam Jones. I mean, you think some people want to just come eat with us all the time. But at any rate, my point is every employee of the Mets, when you walk in here, they say, enjoy the game, have a good day. It rubs off.
Right.
I like the atmosphere here.
Right.
Adam Jones of the Orioles is serving us lunch while Bryce Harper is hoping to serve dinner in the Home Run Derby. We clean the scoreboard. He and Cespedes start from scratch.
I mean, you got to appreciate Adam Jones coming, joining us, but he brings food. I mean, how nice is that?
How can we eat while we're talking?
I come bearing gifts.
God.
I come bearing gifts.
Now, how many of these can you eat? On July 4th, they have one of these hot dog eating contests.
We watched it.
Yeah, and? You're a 2 hot dog guy?
What was it, 69?
Get this. Actually, I'm about I could probably eat half of these.
But you would never be
I got 10 for us.
But
I got 10.
That'll be enough.
Yeah.
That's perfect. But no one will ever describe you as a hot dog. Congrats on the All-Star.
I appreciate
Congrats,
it. Always grinding. Nomar knows it. We grind.
Believe it.
We grind till the day we die.
Oh, congrats.
Now I get to reap a little bit of this.
I mean, isn't the record, 69, 10 minutes? Is that what it was?
Chestnut. I don't think we're going to go there.
I can't do that. I'm not going to try. I'm going to try these hot dogs.
Adam had ribs last year. Now it's Nathan's hot dogs. Now Bryce Harper, who, my goodness, he put some mustard on that one. It is gone.
They got mustard on all the hot dogs, too, just in case. You want some mustard? I brought you some relish.
You're the man.
I brought the condiments.
So, Adam, who's impressed you so far? I mean, obviously you got these 2 guys in the final, but what's impressed you?
I mean, you guys, like I said, the swings, it's exhausting. You take a round of BP when it's hot, it's exhausting. And they're taking a lot of swings. So, hope they get in the ice tub afterwards and be ready for tomorrow's game.
Awesome. Well,
Adam, you guys are fun to watch in Baltimore. You and your teammates, you got a great thing going down there. Keep it going.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining us.
Thanks
and
for
the food. Appreciate it.
We can use it,
man. For sure.
Bryce Harper trying to feed off his dad, Ron Harper. That's smash, but it'll be an out. All right, so there's Dad looking into Bryce. The Cano family couldn't do it tonight, so another father-son duo trying to do it. That'll be an out.
I tell you, we knew Cespedes going out there and him still hitting, and he didn't have to hit after he had won. But he also has a little rest now because he's going to go second.
Yep. So Bryce Harper, there's father-son 2 years ago, gave us memories. And Bryce Harper and his dad are doing the same. Back, gone. He hits him everywhere.
And prior to this derby, and Bryce Harper was talking about my power is right center and left center. That's where I really work on hitting, and he is showing that. I mean, he is pulling some down the line, but he's not afraid to stay there in left center, going the opposite way.
Probably has the best spray chart, if you will. And now it's going to be foul. Best spray chart of all. I mean, to left, to the screen at the foul pole.
I was really impressed with Chris Davis's spray chart as well.
That's
he had
true.
some to,
that's true.
Yeah.
Now Bryce will be the face along with.
In case you're wondering back home, aren't here, it is warm out here. So you can see them just wiping down the sweat off their brow. A little bit.
I brought 3 shirts. How about you?
Just one.
Smack to right center field. Gone. Just stay up there long enough to get out of there.
I've said this. I think his have left the park the quickest.
Yes. Well, those Washington Nationals, they and their fans get to look at this for what they hope is injury-free, and with Bryce the way he plays. But he's 20. He's 20 years old.
You can't take that away from him. That's
no,
you know. And like I said, there are so many veterans who respect it because they like the fact that he respects the game so much. He respects the veterans, and he just goes out there and plays the game hard.
Talk with his manager, Davey Johnson, before the game. He was one of the, of course, managed the Mets in the World Series in '86, the championship. Very smartly chosen here by Bruce Bochy to be one of his coaches, if you will. He said it's funny when Bryce finally got, because he's always been competing against people older than him. At 16, older than him, 18, older than, got to the majors at 20. He almost like says, I don't mean to say it like he knew everything, but he exhaled, and it's like, okay, the moment's not too big. I got to the big leagues. I've gotten there, and I knew what he meant.
Display my power.
And he can display his power, all right. My goodness, 6 homers here, and he's only beginning to work up a lather, Pedro Gomez.
Well, and I spoke to both Harpers. By the way, Harper again went in the cage before this round to take another quick round to heat up again. But the offseason workout, even though he was an all-star last year, Ron Harper told me we go to the high school field, not to a cage, and we throw for 1 hour continuously, 200 to 250 pitches, no breaks, and then they stop 5 days a week in Las Vegas, every single week. Guys?
Those are some hot chips.
It's a lot of swings.
Yes, sir. So there's Cespedes warming up, keeping loose. I'll tell him how many he needs. He'll know. Harper wants to put that number up there where Cespedes has to put on another show.
And I have to give these pitchers some credit. Obviously, you have Bryce Harper and his dad. He knows where he wants him there. He's used to seeing him pitch. But Mike Gallego's also done a great job for Cespedes. They really have been in tune and in sync. Oh, I think he got him. That's pretty funny. What's Bryce Harper going to do? Is he going to go rush his dad for hitting him right here? Right?
Well, he's worried that the shoes, the shoes are so nice, you don't want to scuff them. Very funny.
Well, we heard Pedro Gomez talking about how many swings he takes every day, 200 swings for an hour, pitches. Well, his dad is up to over 110 pitches so far here at the Home Run Derby.
Yeah, that's unless you're Tim Lincecum
Right.
pitching a no-hitter, you start to look at the pitch count. Congratulations to Timmy, who was on the other end of Homer Bailey's no-hitter. How about, it's interesting how what goes
This
around.
is a great game, isn't it?
Goes around, comes around. The Giants finally had something to cheer about. A tough first half for them. The A's been cheering since the middle of last year, and Cespedes will have his work cut out for him. He's going to give him more cheers, but Harper, oh man, way back over the second deck to right center. Bryce Harper with 7.
This is impressive. Right now, Bryce Harper's total of the day is 23 home runs. What Cespedes has hit today, 23 home runs.
Rip to right field, back. 8 is on the plate.
Once again, another one. Quickly getting out of here, but in the second deck. Oh, they're fighting.
How could you drop it? What, are you kidding?
It wasn't the $23,000 ball.
No.
No.
Well, that's
All right.
why. Ooh. All right, so who knows what you need in the finals? You just don't know. You keep.
I mean, I mentioned how Cano has a record in the final with 12. He did that 2 years ago in Arizona, but he needed 12 because it was such an impressive performance by Adrian Gonzalez.
That's right.
We had to beat.
Eight
will
win a lot of finals.
Adrian Gonzalez going first, and you're going, wow, he hit 11.
This one to center field. And not quite. So now it's gold ball time. All right, we got to get the gold balls. Special barrel. $23,000 a pop to charity. Put us over $400,000 if he hits one here. Bryce Harper first up here in the finals, and he won't quite get it. So you talk about consistency. 8 in the first round, 8 in the second round, 8 in the championship round.
And there's the hug. Well-deserved hug from Dad. They both did a tremendous job. And we're going to see if 8's going to hold up.
It could.
And there's that first home run of this round. He was looking for it. He's after a couple of outs, and this was what got him started. He hits that one in the second deck, and then he goes 447 here on this swing. And this is what so many of us are just so impressed by, just how quickly, how strong he is right here. I mean, this got out in a hurry and dropped out there in the second deck and got out in a hurry.
look at that shot. It's priceless.
I mean, here, look at his high leg kick, his stride. We mentioned the drive. The back leg comes up. Look at it. It looks like he's on one leg right there.
Yeah.
One leg. But it doesn't matter because he's driving through the ball and getting behind it still.
Well, that one he started with the front leg up and he finished with the back leg up. Never seen that. Not often. 8 is the number that Bryce Harper is posting. Oh, man, we might have needed a couple more, Dad. Don't worry, son. We'll see. Yoenis Cespedes to the plate to win it. Maybe.
We are T-Mobile with the first and only nationwide 5G network, covering over 200 million Americans, and we're just getting started. This isn't our network, it's yours.
Welcome back to Citi Field in New York. Between the hitters tonight in the majors, the finals of the Major League Baseball Junior Select Home Run Derby, powered by USA Baseball. Jacob Gatewood beat Kel Johnson and got the All-Stars really watching. It was 13-11. And these guys, metal bats, but they're high school. No more. We watched it. How about that? Doing it here in front of these guys?
It was so impressive. You saw the All-Stars standing up watching these guys. And you saw the reaction and then giving them all hugs and high fives. We talk about great moments during All-Star breaks. It's a great moment right there.
Oh, these guys, they'll never forget it. Of course, the last 5 winners, 4 have been the American League. Fielder when he won in 09 at Brewer. National League, but the others AL. And now, Bryce Harper, National League. Washington is posted in 8th spot. Can the runner-up to the AL Rookie of the Year last year, Yoenis Cespedes of Oakland, keep the AL rolling? Mike Gallego throwing to him, and interesting, coming into tonight's home run derby, and I say this as his first shot is gone in a hurry. His last 71 at-bats for Oakland, he had not hit a homer. We can throw that card out now?
You know, this might get him going. I mean, let's think about what the captains have done. If there were a couple of questionable picks, it might have been one, Yoenis Cespedes, because he wasn't an all-star. And here he is in the final. The other one, Michael Kadire, and he put on a great show as well, made it to the second round. I think these guys know what they're doing.
They do.
Oh, my goodness.
So does Cespedes.
Oh,
Back towards Larchmont. Uh-oh. We have to put a voodoo on him.
I think Harper was like, uh-oh, that's going a long way.
Cespedes.
That's a lousy double.
So he needs 8. Buster Olney, this is quite a show.
It really is. And before this round, Cespedes reiterated to Mike Gallego, who's throwing to him, I want it low and in and slow and knee high. And Gallego told me that's different because a lot of hitters want the ball away from them a little bit, not Cespedes. He is a serious competitor. Other American League players are telling me an hour before this competition he had his game face on, which is exactly the experience the Oakland Athletics have had since he joined the team. Billy Beane told me the first thing that the Athletics learned about Cespedes is he wants to win. Reminds him a lot of Kirk Gibson.
Nothing wrong with that. Thank you, Buster. Buster and Pedro doing a great job filling us in on, well, all sorts of stuff and then some. Cespedes to left center field, back, and gone.
That one he got under just a little bit and had so much backspin and carry. I mean, the kids out there were going, okay, I think this one might, and it just carried right out of the park.
Oh, this one's headed toward the Throg's neck. Gone. So Cespedes with 4. The Harper family looks on. We've got 8. Will it stop? Because 8 in the finals would win the majority, as you pointed out earlier, Nomar. The majority of what? They didn't include this guy. Gone!
Once again, there's a target out there, and he was aiming for it.
In 21 years since an Oakland A has won a home run derby, that would be Mark McGwire, 92 in San Diego. That's a long time ago. Jason Giambi certainly put on shows, both as an A and a Yankee. But Cespedes putting on this show to dead center field.
Oh, hits the wall.
White, 407 and a half. Both of these guys, Harper and Cespedes, second year. Does that stay elevated? Yeah. So he hits one 407. It doesn't go, but 338 and a half goes.
What a great game.
It is a great game. 8 to tie, 9 to win.
Sometimes you just need good aim in this game.
I want it low, I want it in, I want it to the knees.
Watch out over
now,
there.
Now, anything that goes, you wonder if it's going to carry.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at this.
And here's that one that just barely gets out.
Almost got the audio dish.
No, there was a couple. That one that carried, the one before that didn't go out. That one he hit 407 and it didn't go. You know, we can notice we have a good angle here. But I've seen a lot of guys take batting practice, and you can see the ball straight off of their bat when it goes up in the air. Oh, he just missed it. Even instead of watching it, I was like, he just missed that, thinking it wasn't going to carry 400 feet.
You didn't think that there? This is way up there. Gone! Bryce Harper has 8. Cespedes has 7. We estimate that would have gone 473. Those here at Citi Field on their feet. This to tie.
There it is.
Oh, yeah, this is way tied.
Oh.
Off the restaurant. Prime rib is served.
They're going to have to clean those windows because there are a lot of ball marks in that restaurant. We've seen this. We've seen that man say one more before to his son.
Look at this. Bang! 2.5 years ago, Cuba. Tonight, New York, with a chance to win the Chevrolet Home Run Derby. Oh, and he wins it with a plum! Back, 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 back! Gone! Yoenis Cespedes has won the Home Run Derby.
It's yours, baby. It's all yours, baby. Oh, boy. It's all yours, baby.
Look at that. That's the championship belt. Look at it. 455 feet for that one, huh? And Robbie Cano says, you know what? I'm the captain. I made the pick.
And let's not forget, in order to have a great performance, you have to go out there and you got to have something to strive for. And Bryce put on a tremendous show as well.
It was an unbelievable show in every round. I mean, and just think, I mean, he kind of laid up in the second round, kind of, right? But he saved it for this, Nomar. Look out!
I mean, we saw him hit line drives just over the left field fence, but he was hitting him up into the third deck, the second deck, over there in left field. I mean, he was hitting the restaurant. He was, and then this is how you finish it off.
That's a great shot, guys. Over the apple, over the trucks, and over the apple. The belt, the trophy, there's Tony La Russa, who knows something about championships. $455 feet to win it. The new Bash Brothers in Oakland. Unbelievable.
Chevrolet Home Run Derby is powered by the all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado and in part by MasterCard, proud supporter of Stand Up to Cancer.
Here at Citi Field, the city belongs to Yoenis Cespedes, who won the 2013 Chevrolet Home Run Derby. Tomorrow, the MLB All-Star Red Carpet Show presented by Chevrolet, 3 Eastern on MLB Network. Then the 2013 All-Star Game at 7:30 Eastern on Fox. But tonight, we had a show by Bryce Harper and Yoenis Cespedes. And in the end, Cespedes' ninth, a 455-foot blast to finish it. Won it all. Pedro Gomez is with our champion.
Chris, thank you very much. On behalf of Major League Baseball, we have Tim Brosnan, Executive Vice President in charge of business. We also have Chris Perry, Vice President of Marketing for Chevrolet. And Chris, I believe you have a presentation to make here.
Well, Chevrolet is so proud to be the official sponsor of this Home Run Derby and the official vehicle of Major League Baseball. And to commemorate all the efforts of the players tonight, it's our honor to present a check in the amount of $529,000 for the Boys and Girls Club of America and the Major League Baseball RBI program.
Chris, thank you very much. And I believe you also have something else to present right now.
We do. Yes, and for your personal accomplishments, it's my pleasure to present to you the keys to a brand new 2014 Chevrolet Silverado. Congratulations for all your efforts tonight.
Thank you, Chris. And we're not done. We're not done. Tony La Russa, Special Assistant to the Commissioner's Office. Tony, I believe you have something for Yoenis.
Yoenis, all of Major League Baseball congratulates you for winning the 2013 Home Run Derby. Bien hecho. Here's your trophy.
Yoenis, what was the key to the success tonight in the Home Run Derby? ¿Cuál fue el clave cuando tú supiste que tenías oportunidad para ganar este torneo?
Bueno, después del primer round te dije que me sentía bastante. Iba a buscar buenos contactos, no querer darle muy duro a la pelota porque entonces no me iban a salir. Y para mí esa fue la llave.
He said that during the first round, he felt that he was getting into a very good rhythm and that as long as the ball was right over the plate, he felt like he was in a good groove, and he felt that that was the key. For you to be in this country a little less than 2 years and to be standing here holding this trophy, representing the Home Run Derby Championship, what does that mean to you when you think that you were in Cuba just 2 years ago? Para estar parado aquí aguantando este trofeo y para pensar que hace menos de 2 años tú estabas en Cuba, ¿qué representa esto para ti?
Bueno, para mí esto representa mucho. Gracias a las personas que tuvieron confianza en mí y me invitaron aquí al derby. Le estoy muy agradecido, doy 1000 gracias, igual que a todas las personas que confiaron en mí, principalmente a mi familia que está aquí viéndome. Y creo que esto me motiva a seguir adelante para que las cosas me salgan mejor.
This trophy will motivate me so that things continue to go well for me, and I just want to thank the people that believed in me, that thought I could play at this level, and especially to my family who is here in the stadium. I want to thank all of them. Yoenis, felicidades. Chris, let's go back to you.
All right, Pedro, Yoenis, congratulations. We're going to call it the Bambino Bats. Because, you know, what we saw tonight, Nomar, is, of course, Cespedes put on a show. Bryce Harper put on a show. We got to learn, we've seen him in the box score every night. We got to learn more about Chris Davis. We got to learn more about a guy we've been watching for over a decade, Michael Keiner. What I'm saying is a lot of these, quote, first-timers, boy, they stepped up and said, we're not awed by the situation. Matter of fact, we can't wait to put on a show.
Right. Well, and that's what this is about, obviously. It's about putting on a show. It's about entertaining. I think today the fans got their money's worth. That's why Yoenis Cespedes is here. He may not be an all-star, but today he's a champion.
Well, and he's a household name now. You know, he's come to New York, and as Pedro said, and we said during the finals, 2.5 years ago, Cuba. Tonight, the champion of the Chevrolet Home Run Derby. And a great champion going out in style with a blast that would have cleared most parts.
And the bat flip. Let's not forget the bat flip to end
the bat flip. So we hope you enjoyed it. It's always a pleasure for us here at ESPN to bring it to you. Our thanks to Pedro Gomez going great guns tonight with Cespedes, of course, and a rare interview with him, and Buster Olney, a great job, and all our men and women that work so hard to present this. And if this is what the All-Star couple of game festivities is going to be like in New York, It's going to be a heck of a 48 hours. Nomar enjoyed this.
I did too.
For all of us here at ESPN, thanks for watching the Chevrolet Home Run Derby. Cespedes, your champ. For Nomar and the gang, I'm Chris Berman. So long from the Big Apple.